What is up, my brothers?
Be with his team for a purpose.
And is that because we've accused, I think rightly, Triumph of overextending?
Yeah, I'm the support fan. Jeff he was doing some analysis on the numbers, and so he
Remembered me. That's good. Ryzen. Look good. Yay. Oh, are you serious right now? Live video, the broadcast has been paused. It should resume shortly. Oh, that's fucking cute. After all this time, they still have issues. God damn it. I guess it's hype. I would have streamed it, but I was just, like I said, I kind of needed a mental break from what I've been saying. Like, I actually meant it. Just watching this stuff though is making my head hurt. Like, some of the plays and some of the picks were, for a lack of better terminology, are just freaking dumb as hell. I don't understand why they
on a quick walk
beat
over
up
the
like
last
this,
couple
man.
days, introducing to some of the delights that is Sydney, Australia. And as we find ourselves here in the Valor Series, I stole the handkerchief that Danny decided to have. While he is also a pizza delivery man, he is simultaneously a avid Australian supporter. Just gonna put that there. I think I've got some freedom looking around here somewhere. Oh yeah, you're right, because they're on stage right now. North America is about to take the fold against Nova Esports Europe. Of course, my name is Jump. I'm joined on the desk now by Dominic and D2. Gentlemen, freedom is ringing true, and it is an opportunity for the EU versus NA strength in battle to go down.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Anyway, that's my best Australian impression. I love the sign. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what that obscure reference means.
Simpsons.
Anyway.
Simpsons.
All right, guys, let's talk about it. We've got Nova Esports Europe versus Blue Martini Gaming of North America. EU versus NA, some of the best and greatest banter that we have ever created in the history of esports. And so I must ask you, what do you gentlemen think?
I'm thinking NA has a really strong chance at this. Blue Martini has been an extremely oppressive presence in their games. And while we did see a strong showing from Nova EU in the previous series, it wasn't as strong. Latin America was able to do a lot of damage, push them quickly, and Blue Martini, I don't think, needs that early advantage to win.
From the start of this tournament, it has been said that BM Gaming is the favorite of this entire event. And they, when you interviewed them at the beginning of the North American Championship, they weren't even worried about their first opponent. They weren't worried about their second opponent. They were already looking forward to this situation right here, and they think that they are the rightful team to go to the AWBC.
Well, let's talk a little bit about these rosters.
So
First up, you've seen
like
them. They were in action just a second ago. Nova Esports Europe is Darkbreaker, Vex, Bamboo, Clamares, and Grizzly Q.
We saw an up and down performance from them in the match just now versus LatAm, and they were extremely confident going into that match. They had gone 6-0. They were screaming it out into the players' lounge. Yeah, we destroyed them. They're talking smack, and they got knocked in the teeth in that first game, and they need to 2-0 North America in this match, or else they're in jeopardy of falling out. If they only won one, then North America can 2-0 LatAm, and they can secure their spot. So EU needs to 2-0 here.
And if EU does not 2-0, it is just a bit embarrassing, honestly, like, considering how proud they were, considering when they came in. And I really am curious what's going to happen with Vex and Grizzly Q.
Of course, on the opposite side, it is the North American Titans, the Juggernauts, that will be opposing them on the other side of the stage. None other than Blue Martini Gaming, KZ Fox, Beginnings, KO, Neo, and Zane.
BM Gaming got a leg up when they didn't even need to do so. Now they can just go 1-1 and then 2-0 in the other match, and they will have the championship in their hands. Maybe they didn't need it, but they got it.
And it's certainly a strong position. One thing I really want to look at is what happens between Beginnings and Grizzly Q, because the two of them are very strong support players that have very similar hero pools.
Yeah, exactly. Beginnings just so in tune with his team, especially with Zane. You see all the combos coming in. Every time they pick Darcy, he was there with the follow-up. You don't even get to pick Darcy to play as him, nevertheless play with him. And Beginnings was constantly there with the follow-up.
Although I will give EU this. They are going to ban Darcy, because that is what happens outside of the NA region. Jump, you can rest easy, probably. We probably won't see Darcy.
No, we will not. But let's talk about the junglers, because that's our head-to-head matchup of the day. You see Zane on your screen. He's going to be opposing Vex from Nova Esports. It was the Darcy game for him in the road to that championship, and now he's going to have to add some versatility to the mix, because Vex will certainly be keeping things strong.
I really want to see how this plays out, though, because we always talk about the Vex stacks. We haven't talked so much about Zane, and I don't believe, despite the KDA and KDR, that Zane is quite the same presence. To be precise, I believe that BM Gaming has enough strength that Zane is a part of a strong team, while Vex is more the thing to be looking at specifically with Nova Sports EU.
I am going to have to vehemently disagree. Zane is a huge presence, and he is extremely versatile on multiple heroes. It is not just the Darcy show. He was just given that, or he just took it because he was given that. But Vex can be terrifying on a couple heroes. Zane is terrifying on them all.
All right, gentlemen. Now is the moment that I know you guys have been waiting for. It was a 2-0 win in favor of the other two casters, with North America coming out on top. And now it's your turn for the predictions. Nova Esports versus BMG, who walks away with a win.
I'm saying 2-0 to North America.
The last time I followed you into a prediction, I got burned. That was Queso versus Nova. But I got to do it again. I got to go 2-0 North America. Got to show that pride for the North American team, and especially after the shaky performance from EU in that last match.
Well, Skip Jefferson III doesn't really care about this match. He's enjoying the delight that is those things around.
Vegemite.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Australian things. Gentlemen, the pick ban phase has begun. Blue side here for Nova Europe, and it will be the red side for Blue Martini Gaming. As we get ourselves into the beginning, a Lindis ban immediately taken away, followed by the Maraud.
That is the Zane text, by the way, if you're not familiar, because Zane, before this, known for being and one. I think they banned the Darcy in particular so that they get 2 out of those top 4 here.
And I would agree with that. BM Gaming is great on Darcy, but if they leave that there, it's going to go over to Bamboo. And Elsu being taken out instead, we're watching the last game, clearly rather concerned about Bamboo's Elsu.
Yeah, Bamboo's Elsu, Clamar's Elsu as well.
They lock in the Elsu, which means Darcy.
Sorry, Jump.
Yep, I should have taken the bet again. Gets into the game. Now Vex will get to show off his prowess on that hero for the very first time here. As now Varus is the potential option. Annette is on the table, as well as Baldum, which we have seen go crazy. And, of course, as well.
I've noticed Annette has not really been played that much. We see a lot of
I don't know why.
a lot of Baldums.
Skipping.
We see
like
Sephora reasonably often, which I do expect Nova Esports to take. But
yeah, they can go Sephora Richter here. That would be extremely powerful.
Tulin instead, though, looks to be the option here for Bamboo in the mid lane. It is going to have to be a favorable hero in that hands of Bamboo because he is going up against a monster in the mid lane, KZ Fox.
I'm curious, we're seeing a Nacroth coming from Vex, though.
Yeah, we
Darcy.
There.
Darcy's in.
Yeah, we already have
Darcy.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, and especially because they're going to be picking the Tulin. It looks like here, if they do lock in the Tulin, that means it's almost certainly going to be Vex on the Darcy in the jungle. There is the remote possibility of shifting Tulin to that side lane, but looks like that's going to be not the case here. And they have a big pick coming out right here. Could be Richter, could be support Sephora. That would give them a lot of magic damage, but they could also decide to show up their support position.
Part of me wonders if we're going to have KZ Fox go on Sephora if Sephora's available. And Baldwin has been picked, so Sephora's still an option. I mean, I don't really expect as much, but it's Teamy as a different type of support. Sephora
is not going to be coming out there for BMG as beginnings will play onto that Teamy. KZ Fox has plenty of options available for that mid lane. Would not be surprised to see that actually picked up here by him, considering that the next 2 bans by Nova Esports would most certainly be towards that mid lane. Baldum, of course, the soft ban towards beginnings, as that will go into the hands of Grizzly Q. 30 seconds left remaining here on the final pick of the first phase.
I think there are some pros who consider Tulin somewhat of a soft counter to Sephora because he's able to get the damage in and then at the very end throw the Thunderbird. I think it's the exact opposite. I think that Sephora definitely counters Tulin as long as you're able to play it correctly. But they're going to decide to go with a KZ Fox special, and that is the Kali. He is so powerful on that hero when he's able to do that. Oh, just kidding. Spoke too soon.
Swaps over into the Zill now.
Yeah, and that is not KZ Fox, that's for Zane, yeah.
Nope, that is indeed for Zane, so they're going to leave open KZ Fox's potential hero pool and force Nova Esports to focus those bans towards that mid lane, which could open up options for the side lane there for Neo. Omen, banned away by BMG.
BMG does not need to ban Sephora because they know there's no way that Nova picks him. They already have their support, they already have the 2 mages, so they're not going to be picking Sephora. They can leave that open and force Nova to ban it.
And that's also smart considering that at this point Nova has such a strong lineup. The bans need to be targeted at this point. I love the Omen ban. Considering what's left, I'm actually having a hard time considering what could be banned after this.
I think Nova need to ban the Sephora. I think that it's just way too powerful. There's also some other options here as far as target banning, but I think that trying to play Tulin into that would be just kind of suicide. But instead,
KO's Superman gets taken off the board now.
No.
Oh, and Marja being taken away, so Clamaris can't really have fun.
Clamaris, That actually could have gone to Breaker, which we saw in the last series.
Oh, no.
Now they swap over then to the Talanis as a potential fourth ban away. That will be a target towards Clamera's indeed, as there is plenty of options for him to go with that 80 carry in the side lane. Just as we say that, they're swapping back and forth between the Marja, which again is Breaker's hero that he took away that victory in game number 2. But instead, they say, you know what? Doesn't matter what we think. It's all about the Richter.
Oh, yeah, metabans.
The thing is, Varus, if she's able to go against an inferior hero in that top lane and just run rampant, that shifts the gravity of the entire map over to that top lane, and it makes it so hard for Nova to run their normal rotations.
I really enjoy seeing that too, because we have seen Varus pop out in almost every single game, and it does feel like you have Omen that helps deal with that, you have Richter that helps deal with that. It's going to be a fairly easy top lane for BMG. I'm curious where Nova's going to go with that. Probably support plus whatever they break for the side lane up there. Well, Talanis gets banned, stopping KZ Fox from having that as an option, but they still have Kali.
They still have Sephra potentially. They still have a multitude of heroes to their name, and BMG have their pick of the litter.
This is a situation where, of course, they will end up, my assumption, picking that side laner for Neo. Instead, though, they go ahead and lock in the Sephra and keep that as an option for KZ Fox, which means then they now get pick of the litter in the final retaliation for Neo in that side lane.
Exactly, and that's the important part. Even though they know that the opponents won't be picking Sephra here, if they do go for the Sephra, that leaves them the last spot, like you mentioned, to counter with no rebuttal.
So the one thing I'm concerned about is what are they going to do? I almost feel like maybe a Malik, no, not a Malik, but something with that same beef level to help protect the Sephra and the Zill.
Sephra can take care of herself. She is a strong, independent woman. She has that tie to life, but looks like they're going. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
No,
they already have a jungler.
They have Zill. They have Zill. They're good.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on right now? I think they just like flashing the rogue for a second just to show them who's boss.
Just that skin.
Side lane options now available here for Nova Esports. Of course, the Marja, which we saw in that second game with EU versus Latin America.
I would go Violet if I was Nova.
Of course, we still have some side laners.
You don't want to get close to Teamy, Varus, Zill, or Safari, so you just go roll, tactical roll with Violet and hit everybody because they can't get near you. And you ult them, and same thing.
Here by the coach of BMG, and
you have a Baldwin front line, you have Tolan, you have Darcy. So you could just take advantage of Darcy. The Baldwin's ult.
Here now, potential for Clamera's, which throw another option there top side for Darkbreaker.
Darcy is such a powerful hero that he can take out towers, so I think they're able to go without a marksman and might do that.
Might indeed. Looks like a Ryoma and a Malik are going to get locked in, which means Malik flips up to the top lane. Ryoma sits at the bottom with Clamaris, and now the final pick as an option here. Where does Neil want to go, and who does he want to have to oppose that bot side?
I mean, considering that we have Morin available, I mean, they might as well. We've talked up Morin the longest time and did not get banned. So drop that in there, and BM Gaming is going to be comfortable.
This is so interesting to me if they do go for that, and they lock it in. This is terrifying here from BM Gaming because they have the early game in the Varus and that Zill to extend to the late game, and then Sephra and Morin will take over. This is so terrifying from BMG.
More importantly, though, it creates a high damage composition there for BMG. Of course, Teamy and the Varus can brawl a little bit into the front line.
Dude, that's talking up Morin way too much.
Such as the Malik, such as the Baldwin, and in some instances the Ryoma that Nova Esports has at their disposal. The last thoughts there by Jay Jesse as he finds himself walking off stage. C-Dubs as well, giving the last pieces of ints and teams for both of these squads.
I think that BM Gaming has
Rip Nova, dude. They have a Morin.
Whereas I feel like
honestly,
it's very top heavy with
honestly,
Nova,
they should have picked Violet.
That means that needs to carry pretty hard in this game.
Yeah, they could have went Baldwin, Malik, Darcy, Tolan, and Violet, not Ryoma.
The screen is set to begin. Nova Esports versus BMG. Gentlemen, you've seen the cards. Does BMG have it in the bag, or is this a Nova possibility?
I feel like BMG is going to have to really play around Grizzly Q, and to a lesser extent, play around Clamairs.
Gentlemen, it's about that time. The load screen has been completed. We saw ourselves with a 1-1 split, EU versus LATAM. Now it is time for the Herald, the historic EU versus NA, Nova Esports versus Blue Martini Gaming. Game number 1 starts now.
I just feel like Americans just want to choose
these
stupid.
They are going in. And
stupid.
Curious. When
what's
are they going to start
I'm
actually
looking for
making
here?
this aggression work? Is it going to be immediate, or are they going to build up a little bit?
That was a horrible transition. They're so laggy. Look how laggy it is.
The immediate option is the way to go. Breaker immediately attacking and being forced back.
Yeah, he paid for it with that Wailing Blade because he had to use the Flicker, that 120-second cooldown to get out of here. I just gotta say, oh, first of all, Beginnings and Grizzly Q. The battle is the superiority between these two supports here, but this is the matchup we've been looking for such a long time. They never played in the AWC. They never played in the AWC. Yeah. They've always talked about who is better, NA or EU, and this is the match to prove it all.
And we're finding already, Beginnings is doing a fine job with the Pooty Boost to make sure Bamboo and Grizzly Q have to fall back, but still the river is in Nova's control.
This is going to be a very important matchup in the bottom lane as well. The Dioma has so much damage to his side in the early game, whereas Moran really lacks in that early game until he can get it going with a couple of items to his side. But Neo playing this fantastically.
And Grizzly Q just about going down. Again, their retreat is required, and their recall means the mid lane is wide open.
Settle down, boys. Oh my goodness. The immediate ban to the mid, and they're almost all taken out.
And Bamboo gets spotted. KZ Fox gets that water wall going. Bamboo manages to dash away. But again, it's just Neo goes down. Revenge, though.
Oh my goodness, there is that first blood. Vex showing that, hey Zayd, you're not the only one who can play Darcy, and he is able to get that first blood using that portal to his advantage, and there's nothing that Neo can do.
Why in the hell would you pick Moran?
Duking it out as KO seems to be winning the lane, but only slightly.
The battle of the life still between these two. Every single cleave that comes out, every second cleave I should say, and every single bloody kiss allows them to heal right back up. They're also both based on lost health, so the lower they get, the more dangerous these two are.
Which the scary part, speaking of which, those Spirit Sentinel allowing some healing coming in onto BMG. That extra sustain will be nice as they set up for another team fight. Looks like a 4v2 or 4v3 on the Dragon. 4v4 as Vex rotates in. Beginnings gets out of there. They aren't quite able to help support out, but that doesn't matter. The steal comes in. Zane takes out the Dragon, and Nova is forced out of there. Dragon already going over to BM Gaming. That extra gold, that extra objective is a great trade for the kill.
A little bit of a bungle here from Nova. They had position onto the Dragon, but ceded it away to BM Gaming. In the end, it had to be a defensive portal coming out from Vex to make sure that there was no pressure onto them, and they were able to retreat. But that's the only thing that they have going for them right now.
Indeed, as the top lane is being won by KO. Clemaire's, you mentioned that they get more dangerous as they get weaker, but it's still a matter of Clemaire's.
See, look at the matchup.
Needs to hit one cleave before he can get the lifesteal on the second one. That is part of his passive. If he doesn't get that first cleave off, then the second one will not lifesteal.
You have
make sure to hit those.
You're forcing Ryoma to take on Moran because you have no ADC, right? So if you have Violet, you outpoke the Moran on the bottom lane when you allow Ryoma to outpoke the Varus to stay out with the out of range. And instead they put themselves in an advantage.
Back into a terrible position, but they seem to be okay. While Prison does, however, find the lockdown. KZ Fox not able to help out Neo in Beginnings.
Imagine if Violet's in that fight.
But that's still going to be KZ Fox and potentially dying.
Oh, that
just imagine if Violet's in that fight.
Able to land that wild charge there.
Violet rolls
from Beginnings was
and
amazing. Flicker behind his team at the last moment.
Burst that Safari down for that.
His death, but here comes the push.
You force Safari to ult in that situation, but since it's Ryoma, he can't do anything to take advantage of that. He has to get close enough for that to even happen. He has a poke, a stab.
Here, but they're still
like if he gets to mid game, Ryoma will get damaged, but he has to commit to himself versus a teamie, a Safari who has a burst of slow and an AoE stun. Then you have a frontal stun. You have a stun with the hook on teamie, and then you have ult. Like, what are you doing?
As Grizzly Q and Breaker jumping out of the bushes, trying to take out Zane, at least forcing them out of position. As Breaker takes out Neo again, putting a completely awkward spot. There's no way for BMG to win this fight, and they lose their buff.
I heard KZ Fox. He said, I got it. He got the stage buff away from them. That means they weren't able to steal it. BMG are holding on. They're playing a perfect defensive game. Nova Esports have the early game in their hands if they're able to take these fights, but they can't get the fights because BMG are disengaging perfectly every single time.
Bamboo takes the Dragon. That will help even things out. Still 500 gold difference, but it's dropping down to parity. And the objectives are going great in favor, well, you're going even, but it's starting to get in favor of Nova Esports.
Exactly. Nova doing, again, a great job of being as aggressive as possible. As good as BMG are doing at disengaging from them, the pressure, they might buckle it under it.
Why do they keep doing that where it shows like the side?
Well, Zane is trying to fish for something. KO continuing to push that top lane. Not going to be that useful. I really would like to see KO manage to rotate down and help their team.
Well, the thing is, you know, it's not going well for, it's not, you know, being won by Clamara's either. It's definitely a tight matchup between those two, neither exactly winning, but Bamboo wants to, no, Bamboo decides to stop for a moment, doesn't commit onto KO over on that mini-map. In the end, BM Gaming still holding to a slight lead, but this is anyone's game at the moment.
Oh, no, KZ Fox, they're under threat on a tower, and that tower will not hold. Getting rid of the minion wave, but that still allows rotation onto bottom. Nova is going to be able to take out Beginnings and Neo if they're not careful.
Exactly, and BMG, they're wise to it. Their communication is on point, which means that Neo and Beg are able to get out of that precarious situation before anything disastrous happens.
Vex fishing for that kill, looking in that bush, wants to get something, but they don't have any major opportunities at the moment. Not for the next 40 seconds. So Dragon pops, but nice.
It's gonna last so like probably 60-minute mark because BMG is playing so passive and defensively.
Very dangerous.
Nova's playing aggressive, but they can't get anything.
But you don't want to use
they need a good all-R flip, and there it is.
And the ambush comes in, Beginning being taken very far down. It looks like they managed to pop Beginning and Bro, but it's not enough. The Wild Prison stopping the save. Neo not able to help, and this light is KZ Fox coming in as well, but this is just a trickle in, and that is a slaughterhouse.
Beautiful sequence of events there. Grizzly Q preventing the save, like you mentioned, getting that Wild Prison, but there's pressure on top.
The Clamara is going down as bottom tower also starts to fall. KZ Fox able to defend that, but Clamara is unable to hold the top. The top lane tower should be in favor of BM Gaming, but the bottom lane tower goes for Nova. That means they have the Dragon on lock.
Yeah, trade going for both teams. Like you mentioned here, the top tower going down, the bottom tower going down.
I don't think they're playing on the newest patch because those minions are weak.
Can rotate immediately to the Dragon.
I asked the Facebook like what patch they're using, and no one said anything. But since the minions aren't tearing their butt cheeks apart, I'm assuming that they're not playing. They're playing on the older patch.
Taking a look at these items, Loki's Curse is finished for both of our mages here. They're looking to go to that Apocalypse next. That means anytime Zane jumps in and provides that auto attack, and after the Tornado, or perhaps even beforehand, he's going to do massive damage. Same thing goes for every single one of Vex Dimensional Walks. Every single time they're able to get onto an opponent, it does massive damage from here on out.
And that's where Zane gets extremely scary. And that's the, Zill.
Vex as well. Yeah, Zill.
I think Timmy's going Gaia standard
coming out from these two mages.
So when we see that coming, we'll see it. We'll see it.
Exact same time. Yeah, they both finished Loki's Curse Apocalypse.
And of course, the things we talked about before, Darcy is able to completely get past the tower damage reduction thanks to that four stack of hits.
Exactly. And not only that, but even if there's no minions, he can still damage it quite a bit. He acts kind of like a pseudo-Violet in that way. He can just walk up, look at the tower, and it goes down.
Well, we'll see whether or not Grizzly Q goes down. No, Vex being
the main focus,
what a stupid engage. No, managing to flicker, wait the last second. The Water Spirit does not get the kill while Grizzly Q and Clamaire's able to hold the line. But that is not going to work. Went for the jump, but it did not live up to its expectations.
That was an amazing fight from BMG. KZ Fox went extremely low, but he used his Tidal Life to stay alive. Meanwhile, Vex was solo. He used the portal to get away, but that means his team was in trouble.
And Breaker being completely ganked as well as they try to see if they can find some kind of wave clear in the bottom lane.
So
yeah, he wasn't able to extend that push onto the tower.
So Grizzly's dumb enough to go into the opponent's jungle
I think it would be blocked
with no one behind him
his pressure
to try to flip somebody. And then gets murdered because everyone converges on him.
Without those towers, there's two tier 1 towers that are extremely important around the Dragon that have been dropped. And the Dark Slayer, while it is harder for Nova to hold on to this, they have a much better positioning just for where their players are. And now that the Beginnings in Neo, can they hold this? Can they take out Vex? And the answer is at least they can survive.
You saw that whenever you go into Dimensional Walk as Darcy, you can't get targeted, which means no one can attack you. So once we saw the offensive flicker from Neo forward, you saw Vex immediately go into his next Dimensional Walk. That means he literally cannot be auto-attacked.
That being said, there is still that Dragon going over to Blue Martini. That pushes their gold lead into almost a 3K range. But that could be enough. Neo and BMG getting torn apart. Neo down, BMG, are you going to survive it? Not long enough to save the tower. KZ Fox rotates in, but it does not matter. The tower is lost, and that is all the tier 1 towers pretty much for Nova Esports.
Neo did not know that Breaker was in that bush, comes out with the Wailing Blade, smacks him in his place, and that provided the opportunity for the portal to come in and take him out by Vex. Nova is coming back.
Nova is definitely putting a strong showing down.
Dude, their quality is so bad for streaming something such a important thing to stream.
Things out the kills are still in favor of Nova, and the towers.
Like, dude, my quality of streaming is better, bro. And I'm just a normal person.
You look at the goal
Oh, that was clearly
winning,
lucky.
But if you had
It was just Ryoma's right place, right time. There was no actual
skill aside. You'd want to be a Nova side because they have those towers,
play call.
because they have
There
the
was
real
no
thing
play
to
call.
move around the map.
Look, I don't know why he keeps doing this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God.
And Bamboo is the real target, which KZ Fox is well aware of.
KZ Fox,
professional player, by the way.
Damage into him as possible, and Bamboo
No,
really
there's
can't
no
get
fight there.
because of that tide of life. So playing it safe, but every time
You have
we
no
this series
jungler
here,
and you have
every
no
single
Ryoma
time
for the
we have
damage. So
Poke coming
Tolan's
out
not
from
enough
BM
damage
Gaming,
and Malik's
it
not
makes
going to give you
it harder
enough.
and harder
Why would you
for Nova to take a
purposely,
fight.
continuously
But
try to
it may not matter if
push
Nova manages to get
when
the
you know
Abyssal
that
Dragon
Teamy's
down
obviously
here?
on
This
the
is what
side
BMG's
where
setting
his
up
team
for.
is,
They're going for it.
allowing yourself to
Bamboo
get
taking some
ganked. Look, they
damage,
did it
going to
again.
the push for
They did it
safety.
again.
While at the same time, KZ Fox force back. There is Wild Prison double ultimate coming on to BMG, but it's not going to be enough. Clemaire's overextending and paying for it.
Oh my goodness, I thought that Nova had the fight. Oh my god, BM Gaming going in for more though.
I don't know, I'm not agreeing with this. His beginnings is being pulled back. We don't see it being a bro being
just
popped,
dumb.
and that is going to be an
Then
issue
you pursue
for them.
the
They can't
opponent
really help
under
the
a
team
jungle
anymore.
with three
Way
man
too greedy. They
with
don't have
the
the memory.
Darcy jungle
Grizzly Q and Vex
of
getting very confident. KO still has the life steal, but
dude,
that Abyssal
this
Curse
is
is going
hard
to be a
to-
major
like,
problem.
this is hard to
my
watch.
Goodness, Grizzly Q tried to go for
They
more,
make
but
me
Neo
look
just
good.
looked him in the eyes and says, "No, thank you, sir."
So you
We will
went as a
talk about
teammate
this later.
towards a
That was
tower
an
with
amazing fight that I
Ryoma,
wanna talk
who has
about.
a
They were
stun,
going in
a
onto them,
Darcy
and it
who
was
has a
mistake
slow,
by the side of BMG. They popped Tidal Eye
a
and
Baldwin
being
who
brought
has
at the
a
same
flip,
time, and that means
and
that
an
they get
ult
got
that could
zero power
stop
for
you from
value for
literally
hitting them.
escaping.
The shot comes
Dumb.
in. They nearly took him out,
Actually
but
dumb.
Vex was not there. Players were not in position. It could have been amazing there for Nova, but instead it was BM Gaming that came out on top.
But that is still a good point. BM Gaming is starting to make a few mistakes here. I don't know if they're cracking under pressure, but they're certainly having a difficult time maintaining their strong positioning from before.
It's very understandable. There's so much pressure here. This is the spot at the AWC on the line, and every decision could be your last or could be your best here. And when they try to go over aggressive, you can see the opportunity there, but it might not happen.
Nope.
Grizzly Q
Nope.
again taking that hit, but that's fine. They want to take the heat. As long as Bamboo stays alive, it's all good.
Grizzly Q being that frontliner, being that stalwart, making sure he takes all the damage for his team. Great mechanics coming out from both sides. Breaker making sure to leash the dragon so that BMG can't take it for free. But now both teams centering around this range Abyssal Dragon.
I don't like where Beginnings is placed, and neither does Nova.
Oh.
Nova loves how Beginnings is placed, going down immediately, but the Abyssal Dragon still being heavily damaged by BMG. It's going to come down to whoever gets the last hit, and it is going to be Zane. Again on that Zill, going in from there to Breaker, to Vex. Zane gets killed in response,
Neo.
but that's fine. No, Zane survives?
No,
Zane survives. Holy crap.
He had the dark blessing. He got the dark blessing, which means he was able to get out of there, negate the lethal damage. And throughout the entire fight, KZ Fox was dealing the damage. Along with Zane finishing him up, and Neo coming in from the back, doing so much damage with his cut, just making sure to take members out. And that means they got a 4-4-1.
And that is 2 towers, possibly the
Yeah,
high
this
ground
is
as
the
well.
old
Really comes down
patch.
to
They had-
Clemaire's
he had
with
Dark
the
Blessing at
mid-ground being
12
taken
minutes.
as well. This is exactly what BM Gaming needed to secure the win. Stomp comes in, but Clemaire misses everything, and that leaves them open for KO and Neo to destroy under tower.
But they're split focus. Oh my goodness, Neo nearly taken out there, but split focus didn't matter because they got both.
And look at this. 2 high ground towers taken for a single enraged Abyssal Dragon. That is what happened in the late game AOV team fights. Grizzly Q Breaker trying to save the day. The rest of BMG getting onto that core. As long as they distract Breaker and or
They have
Wild
no-
Prison and
they
everything,
have
that
no
is gonna be
ra-
enough.
they have no
Vex
range
being
poke.
removed.
Oh, no.
And dead.
Oh.
The core is open. Breaker cannot save it. Grizzly Q's down. Everyone's down. The team is basically aced. And there comes the minions. And that core is down. Blue Martini Gaming winning game 1.
There's no reason to pick a Ryoma and a Malik at all whatsoever. When they have a front face. They have a front face team. Literally, Bear's whole point is to put you in your spot, get you in a bloody kiss. You have team. Like, bro,
but
what
it
is
doesn't
this?
matter. They did the things
Team
indeed
picking.
to secure themselves a Game 1 victory over the European.
Violet would have been the
esports.
greatest
It
answer.
was in a scaling fashion.
greatest answer to that whole
BMG have
team.
not had to play from behind before.
You can space yourself
However,
from not
we've
being
seen
hit by
them and the
Bears.
resilience holds true.
Teamy
They are
provide
banging
extra
the
damage
table
with her
behind
with her
us, or at
roll.
least they were,
She has a
and I
slow,
can completely
so
understand
she has
why. What
the ult that hits
banger
multiple
of
people.
a cave that was.
And her
BM
burst
Gaming
damage
just holding
scales
strong the
the
entire time.
the later
And
the game goes.
4v5, they take
Can't
that
pick
fight
Yorm because he
around
stands still.
the
You don't
Abyssal
want to stand
Dragon.
still
That was
on
one of the
Bears.
most clutch
Plus,
plays
when
I've
she's a
ever
bloody-
seen by that
bloody
entire
kiss, you
team.
can't
Neo
even
coming through, Zane
do
coming
anything
through,
to it. So
KZ
then,
Fox
who is
coming
it? There's
through,
with
and
the
they were able to
Slims?
make it happen.
It was just Zane
Elsu, but
hitting
Elsu's
that
banned,
Abyssal
so
the very
like
end. That was
you go
the
Violet.
best steal ever.
Watch,
Right
you
away.
watch.
Curse too. not only did he immediately tornadoed on to Vex, and then after that immediately took the Dark Blessing.
Vex is behind.
Perfect play
Look.
from him. Set up the entire
Baldwin,
fight.
I mean,
Malik,
imagine
what are they gonna
one
do?
Team fight turning into a win, because we're seeing here BMG doing fine on team fights, forcing Nova back from time to
Why
time.
would you even pick Malik into the Varus? You pick Ryoma so you can stay out. You outpoke. You stay away. And then you have Violet 1-on-1 with a pop with feed, and then on Dragon rotation.
Early on that Darcy, of course, 3-0
Like,
and
they-
1
This is a mistake.
at
They
the
didn't have
11
Vex
minute
here.
mark, but
Look.
this is where the things were difficulty for them.
Look,
Certainly
This
was.
should have been a wipe. This should have been a wipe for Nova. Vex not there though.
Now that overextension from Clemaris definitely put in a very tough position.
does
I don't
Teamy
know
ult
if
right
there's
here?
Overextension from BMG though. If BMG had not done this, then it would have been a much faster win.
Yeah,
for
it
them.
was definitely a mistake. I don't think it was an overextension from Clemaris though, but this is the ending fight of the game. Zane able to steal this, and look, goes tornado on to Vex, and then gets the Dark Blessing afterward.
look at that.
And
Or
that,
excuse-
Look at
no,
that.
excuse me, I was mistaken.
See that?
How did he stay alive?
oh,
wait,
it
wait.
flickered away, but other than that, I'm not
Ryoma and Malik cannot do anything. They're susceptible to the Safari stun, the slow, Zills. They're chunky characters for Zill to get his passive proc all the time. They're chunky characters for Varus passive proc all the time. Like, bro, even picking Morin doesn't matter because their front line's so good, he just stands still. Morin has pushback. You can't get close to him. His ult slows you, and and if he pushes you into it, it's extra damage. On top of that, you literally gave that team the win from the moment you picked Malik and Ryoma. Like, Baldwin was a great pick. Tolan's okay. I don't really like Tolan into Safari and TV because Tolan's whole thing is getting in close to get his passive to proc. His damage is there, but where's the extra damage going to come from? You have no poke. So Ryoma's your only poke, but Ryoma's in the side lane. So therefore, and Ryoma's slow, so he's not gonna be able to get to your team fight. That's literally like, why would you pick? Like, you get rid of the Malik, Ryoma's fine, stays in the Slayer lane, and then you have a rotation of either, bro. Violet has a 450 movement speed now. She can move faster in and out of the fight. What are you doing? But then here's the thing. I'm talking about it as if the patch, they're playing the old patch. So Violet doesn't have that movement speed. And Tolan still has the extra damage. So Tolan's still good in that aspect. But
lose a game and then come back
so,
to game number 2.
I mean,
just a couple minutes ago.
Look at last patch. Let's see. Who would you? I mean, I think you still go Violet. Violet's still the same person, just has more movement speed, which allows her to move.
Every single international competition. If they lose this next game, they are eliminated 100%.
And that is going to be heartbreaking for them. I know how much JJ.
That is. You're predicting it.
I mean, okay, to be fair,
would be.
let's think about this for a second though. It's 1-1, right?
Yeah.
At best, EU gets 1-1. So they have 2 points to
Plus, like she was by her on her lane by herself, so she would have got super fed because their support was doing what most supports do in competitive play. They roam. They roam. They're only moving over to that point for the dragon. That's really it. And then Baldwin had questionable. Like, bro, Teamy is on that side protecting the jungle invade because he understands that he's supposed to protect the jungle invade. So if Teamy's there, that means there's people behind him. So if you're gonna go after Teamy and burn all your ults, like if he reses himself, that's great. And so the res is no longer, doing anything. But you're wasting your abilities on Teamy just to kill the team. Not worth it.
Yet again, we find ourselves in a difficult position.
Look how many times it's happened to me and just plat. People kill me as Teamy, right? I res, I get back up. What happens? I stun him, I hook him, I stun him again because I got a 2-second reset on my footy poop. Like, you don't waste your stuff on TV.
Going on in the map, and on top of that, they're able to manipulate that team fight in their favor. Even 4v5, they pulled the dragon over to their side. That meant that it was a funnel for all the Nova members. Once they were there, they took advantage.
And I really enjoyed seeing that because we've already seen how much Nova EU is able to manipulate positioning.
Yeah.
So to see some team play at their level when it comes to manipulating positioning,
or better,
at least at their level, really showed how much that matters.
All right, well, while we get ourselves ready for game number 2, we have giveaway codes available. Of course, open up Arena of Valor on your phone or your Nintendo Switch and put in the codes EU, LATAM, and North America available for you. Remember, these are region locked, and there's only limited
I haven't used those codes all season.
Get yourself some cool free stuff. Gentlemen, game number 2 is going to be underway.
I'd feel
soon.
bad
BMG
since I
will
have
now find
everything.
themselves on the blue side. Nova will find themselves on the red. What changes in strategy in the draft now that the sides have swapped?
The shenanigans started right from the first pick, the first ban of the draft, because Nova wasn't interested in banning the meta picks. They were interested in making chaos, and that meant there were so many members of the top picks that got into the pick portion of the draft. I wonder if VM Gaming will follow suit and do the same.
I could see it. They definitely want to get rid of that ball. Well, maybe not the ball so much. Grizzly Q didn't really.
He didn't perform well.
Other than paying the Vex tax, they have other options. I mean, you have. Well, let's think about this for a second. Clemares and Darkbreaker are still scary. Bamboo can still get a good Elsu. So we might see meta picks just because they are target bans.
I mean, I don't know what the codes give you. I don't even know if they're worth it anymore.
All right, BMG on the blue, Nova EU on the red.
Yeah, you get rid of Marin, you get rid of Lindis,
For
respectively.
the first one, too, it will be the respect bans.
You stop
Rod,
giving.
of course, against Vex, Lindis against Zane. Teamy banned away. Now a decision for Nova.
I love these drafts.
Smart.
Just all the
Very
craziness.
smart.
Go ahead.
Okay, but look at this, though. Teamy's being banned. Beginning to play that last game, they played it fairly well. Grizzly Q, on the other hand, last time I saw them with Teamy, got over-aggressive and kept getting themselves killed. So this is interesting. I feel like Beginnings is going to want to take that Baldom immediately when they get first pick, rather than going for that early Darcy or Zephyr.
Have to take into effect, though, the Darcy and the Elsu. They beat the Darcy the last game. Of course, Varus being the opportunity. Now BMG gets to decide. Darcy for us, or is it Elsu? We saw Zane demolish their opponents, both the Dino Riders and GMB with the Darcy, and they're going to lock it in yet again. They go.
This is just madness. Darcy against Elsu, and not only that, but both sides have extremely capable players that are manning these heroes. If Nova goes for either Bamboo or Clemaris on Elsu, it's going to be devastating, and we're going to see how this plays out.
Well, already coming in here, I mean, Vex still has Nacroth available. It's not going to be until later, likely. Elsu, of course, is an option. But of the high-level ones, you have Sephira, you have the Richter.
Exactly. You have Sephira, you have Richter, you have Elsu, you have
Net, if someone wants to play it again.
Yeah,
well, kind of fallen out of favor,
I think that's the last thing to think about.
I think so too.
Moment.
I mean, Sephira would just be pulled instead.
Right, and you can definitely play just Sephira in that support role. I think we've seen Grizzly Q on Sephira more than any other.
Or you can stop sleeping on Alice because of the fact that her ult will zone out to Darcy and not allowing him to do Darcy type stuff.
Richter in the support role as well.
And there's the Baldom.
Richter and Baldom are taken away, which means Elsu, they're not really caring about. Sephira, of course, left on the board. Omen as well. That would be a vast denial there.
Okay. So this is here it is. If they don't pick the Omen right now, it will be banned in the next ban phase. They do not want to lose the top lane that hard. They're saying that we can deal with the Elsu, and for
Go
their
Crash.
sake, let's hope they're right.
BMG should go Crash. It would help a lot.
Because obviously, if it isn't, then we're getting an Elsu ban on top of very likely an Nacroth ban. So I'm really curious what's going to happen here because, like I said, Nacroth is an option for.
Oh, never mind. I thought they had called it. They switched to far. Never mind.
So we're getting comfort picks on the first half now. Both teams realizing that the second ban phase, of course, creating detrimental situations with those next set of bans. The flash, of course, going into the hands of Bamboo. As now we start the second phase, the bans have begun at Nova Esports with the first selection.
I don't agree with this.
Neither do I. I think Nova Esports have put themselves in a really bad position. They don't have any of Vex's options. They are leaving that open. They aren't doing anything to deal with the Elsu. So because the Elsu Nacroth, and that would completely cripple Nova Esports' ability to just kick the legs out from under them.
Annette being banned away there by Nova Esports, denying that from Beginnings, as well as the synergy with the Sephira Annette that we saw demolish teams in times past. It does get locked in, and now it will be it's not going to be an Ignis. It won't be an Ignis ban, but.
Well, let's not go too quickly here because Ignis is good against Sephira.
Quillen is going to get locked away though for Vex. Come on, let's think realistic here, D2.
Hey, this is my theory crafting in the back. I get excited about this stuff. Ignis does somewhat counter Sephira. Anyway.
Well, you mentioned you were talking in the back room how Ignis being counter Sephira was something that a lot of other regions are really coming into, but which hasn't really come up in North America or EU regions.
They do have the flash though, and
I'm telling you, Ignis is sleeper.
The good thing for Nova is they can ban whoever they want.
You gotta look at Ignis again, guys.
Ban Elsu. If Elsu gets through this entire drive, I don't know
he has a stun, great AoE damage, he has true damage on his ult, he can survive, he has speed, he has
Esports not wanting to have to worry about that one side lane.
What's the word for here?
An option, a quick knack locked in.
Speed, stun, true damage, and recover. There you go. I couldn't think of the word.
Melee jungler's denied. However, he still has
you have to look at Ignis again as a top tier mid mage.
Or they can select it early and save their final pick, the final side laner for Nova in that 5th slot.
I can't believe this right now. I can't believe Elsu has made it this far. This is insanity.
I mean, imagine if BMG even gets Elsu off this. Like, if they decide not to go for Elsie, decide just to take that Vex pick early in case they're worried about someone. I don't think expect Zane to take one of those picks.
The thing is, we've seen good Elsie play from Neo, from Clamars, and from Bamboo so far, so I don't understand why these teams aren't favoring it. It's been amazing. They hit all their snipes, and it has been perfectly great as a pick.
Well, it's clearly a tough call in Irie. Whoa, okay.
So, okay.
Irie, Clamars loves Irie.
Yeah, so this is a homage back to the old Clamars that we have seen. Of course, before he played in side lane marksman, he was a vast top and bot lane player, specifically for those melee assassin-style flankers. Irie proving his well to be such now, as a Rourke and Malik are hovered here by BMG, which would mean that
I think we're gonna see Violet from Nova, by the way, because I think they're gonna need a marksman, and they're gonna have to.
They need Violet, like I've been saying.
But
yeah, marksman and a jungler too.
You know what? Okay, so they could have.
They could
so
put,
this situation here for BMG, they could put Zane on the Rourke. They could put KZ Fox on the Darcy, and then put Beginnings on the Sephira. That is the flexibility of both Darcy and Sephira, but instead they're gonna move away from it.
Now going for the Superman as the top laner. And that, wait, they already have Omen and Superman going in. They're really trying to push the lanes regardless of the matchups.
That could be a Malik mid and a Sephira support.
It very well could be. Whatever they're doing, they don't need marksman, partially because Sephira and Darcy both have empowered auto attacks, which means that they can easily take down towers, not to mention that Omen is very capable of taking down towers himself. So they have the ability, they have all dimensions to their team, even without that marksman on their side.
Zuka homage. Are we just seeing the homage plays this entire time?
Speaking of no marksman, what is this game? Whew.
Well, we're certainly going to have an interesting time. I feel like this is a hover. And indeed it is. The Nacross being picked. A much more typical play coming in, and that will be Vex.
All right. Well, it is going to be a no marksman game for us, as BMG and Nova Esports have selected their rosters coming into this. Zane is undefeated on the Darcy thus far here in the Valor Series playoffs.
I'm assuming Richter and Baldum on the Slayer, Dragon side, Ari on Slayer, Nova obviously flashes mid, Necro jungle. You have Darcy jungle, Omen Slayer. You have Safara mid, and then you have Superman support with Malik as Dragon Lane.
So too can Irie, and so too can Richter with his Retaliate. So all of these members are able to get out of the clutches of that ultimate, and that is a huge deal.
I'm curious right now.
That his ultimate is made basically useless in a lot of situations.
I do think Dimensional Walk and Dimensional Cube are going to be the main threats, but I totally agree there.
Nova Esports found themselves in a rough spot in the last series. Of course, finding themselves down.
I'm trying to think of combos now. Now the teams are set. I just need to see what lanes are in.
Up against BMG and essentially have to trust their Latin American brothers in arms to defeat them to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Like if Superman's damaged Superman, like being an ADC or mid and he gets you with a laser, like mid game he can delete you. So it's a little scary. I think Violet's good obviously for the she could just roll out of the Superman's lasers.
Their bartender skills are, because Blue Martini is going to have to whip up a good one to ensure that they get the 3 points and a clean 2-0 sweep. Our second game of Europe versus North America starts now.
And we get the Jin of that center control, the Vermouth of those jungles being damaged. As we set up, BMG taking pretty early bully on that river.
Okay, we have they have Safari support item.
We thought earlier, like you mentioned, Jump. We have Beginnings on the support. We have Malik in the middle. KZ Fox just showing how versatile he is, playing not only mages but Malix as well.
Mid lane in general, it seems that is their approach, and invades coming in potentially from KZ Fox and Beginnings, trying to take out Vex early. KZ Fox not scared at all, coming in, attacking Grizzly Q immediately, getting damaged by Bamboo in the process, but this is early game. So plenty of time to come in here and bully back Grizzly Q.
This is why you put the Malik mid, because he can immediately rotate over to the jungle, immediately put that pressure on, and he's taking 0 damage through all of this.
Oh, Bamboo going rather far forward. They are at the flash though, so super speed allows them to escape.
Yeah, Bamboo, he needed to clear the wave somehow, and that's his decision in order to do that. But again, you are playing with fire whenever you go into that Malok.
And Neo coming in, bullying Clamairs a little bit in the bot lane. I don't really know how Neo is going to be able to pull this up. It looks like primarily BMG's focusing on rotating to center to get those ganks early game.
Yeah, and they do have the power there. Neo very much in trouble, though, so he's going to have to be very careful because now Clemaris can really punish him here, especially ahead of this Abyssal Dragon coming up in 20 seconds.
According to Ghost, Richter
is still quite squishy,
smashes Omen.
To do its job, despite the fact that Bamboo can theoretically escape. They don't have their ultimate. Grizzly Q being caught out as a result,
Lord.
and will be first blood.
Oh my goodness, Vex has to get out of there as well. What an amazing fight there from BMG, making sure to scare off Bamboo so they can focus on the next target, and that was Grizzly Q.
So at this point, Grizzly Q already falling behind. We have Zane with a power spike, as with Vex, and the rest of, it looks like the rest of BMG is very quickly about to reach that point as well, as they're going to be taking the Dragon with very little contest. Clemaris looks like they at least know it's there, but they are not contesting it.
Well, Clemaris did a very good job of leasing that Dragon, making sure that BMG couldn't go on it. And in fact, he delayed so long that now BMG are doing the opposite and leasing it themselves so that no one can take it while Zane goes back to his jungle.
Well, they still have another 50 seconds before that comes around for Zane's able to...
Flash can still be hit on return and Ascension.
Coming in the jungle.
The party and Ascension.
KZ Fox try to find some way.
He's not immune during his 2 or 1, excuse me.
Steal it out.
Doing a bit of threaten, but it's not much.
I don't think it went. I think it went to KZ Fox. I'm not quite sure there. But every time that Bamboo goes in with that super speed, he can get damage on the way back.
First question is with this. Neo coming in to try to wipe out the Dragon, but has not managed to steal. Vex takes it. Grizzly Q is still the one taking the most damage, but it doesn't matter. Nova has taken the Dragon for free.
Great recognition by Nova, realizing
you know the patch is bad when the pros aren't playing on the patch, when literally all the Valor Series games have been played on the newest patch.
In response, Zayn killing one all.
What they do is they just made Hayate unplayable.
KZ Fox over going against Grizzly Q. There's that wild prison. Just allow Grizzly Q to get out of there, opening up the bottom tower, and that is of course a very important objective.
Yeah, Grizzly Q trying to open up that lane for Clemaris in order to take that, especially because they knew that Malik had to rotate over from that mid lane. Didn't result in the tower, but definitely is something that you need to look out for going forward because they can easily take towers that way.
We are seeing a rotation going back to the center, though. Looks like Beginning's trying to set up something. They're starting it, but they're not going to finish it.
Looking at the items here, we have the Loki's Curse picked up for Darcy, for Zane, which means that all of his auto attacks are going to be hitting so much harder going forward. While over on Vex, he is the original Necroth Master. He has his Soul Reaver. He's going to be doing lots of damage from now on that he has that item.
Speaking of which, we didn't really talk about scaling for this in terms of win conditions, D2.
Well, neither side has a marksman, but that doesn't matter for KO.
As KO being pushed away from the top tower.
He's dead.
Breaker going down to the tower, though. Not able to move out of there, which...
Yeah, death embraced indeed. You are stuck in death, my friend, and you are not going to be able to get out.
That is the power of the Omen. But wait a sec.
The thing is, Nova is continuously putting pressure on to BM Gaming here. They're getting extremely low, but BM Gaming are expertly able to get out with their lives, or maybe fortunately being able to get out with their lives. But that has resulted in a lead for BM Gaming, but if Nova can keep up with this pressure, eventually they're going to get something done.
And there's that coming in there. The Wild Prison stopping Neo from doing much to save the tower as this layer lane tower is taken down, and that puts Nova Esports at the first tower taken down.
Yeah, very well done there. It was all a ploy in order to get the tower, and get the tower they did. That means they have the map advantage. Even though they're down in gold, they're still in a great spot.
Looks like Zane is trying to set up for that Dragon, though. KZ Vox and Neo just bullying away Vex and Bamboo. While Zane and Beginning set up for the Dragon, they should be able to take it out reasonably quickly. Zane, of course, is still playing Darcy. They may not have as much of a dimensional portal to work with for the enemies, but can get rid of the Dragon. While at the same time, the Shock coming in to try to take out KZ Fox, but it's not enough. Grizzly Q coming in to help save the day, while Clemaris is pushing everyone else back to finish that fight, at least evening things out. But overall, Nova just can't get kills.
Breaker, can this tower go down?
It looks like Breaker is trying to save the day there. Clemaris, however, is not going to matter. And Bamboo, with that Cyclone, they're the ones able to defend the day. But that's not going to be enough. And Breaker and Clemaris forced back. Vex looks like they want the one regardless. That may be the cost of their life.
Bamboo got caught out right as he was about to super speed back. He was pulled away. I believe it was the Death Beckett there by KO. He was snapped right back into reality and was just taken out there by BM Gaming.
And KO, once again going against Breaker. We've already seen how well KO can just Death Embrace Breaker to rip them into shreds. But it may not even matter. BM Gaming already had 1,500 gold.
Exactly.
And 3 kills.
All of a sudden, you look up at the score screen, and all of a sudden, they're up nearly that 2,000 gold, like you mentioned. BM Gaming doing a masterful job of out-rotating Nova Esports.
I mean, it's worth noting, in the previous game, it felt like BM Gaming was playing entirely defensive, and now they're pushing as hard as they can. Grizzly Q taking all the damage. Grizzly Q is going to go down. Barrett, oh no, that Wild Prison at the very end. Neo able to take them out regardless.
Yeah, Dwex tried to capitalize on that Wild Prison, but he couldn't do much. I don't think Bamboo can do it either.
Cycloning, managing to pull BMG away, saving their own life, but opening up the tower.
Bamboo trying to make things happen for his team, able to.
That was awesome. Did you see Vex's double dash into possible block?
Taking that bottom tower completely uncontested. KO rotating around to deal with them, but it's too late. The high ground top is vulnerable, and top lane or bottom lane rather in general is completely open.
Top lane as well. Look at Darkbreaker. They're playing the macro game. They're going for the towers now. This is the Claire Maris that we know and love when he was on Team Existence, constantly making things happen for his team. He is the master Irie player and showing it right now.
Of course, it may come down to this team fight. Bamboo is being taken down, and they don't really have a whole lot to work with. They are going to the Cyclone. They go completely wide on the Cyclone as Breaker goes down. Bamboo and Clamaris are completely separated.
Oh no,
nothing. That opens with the Dragon, which Zane is taken immediately while Vex is unable to have their team to help out. We've already talked about the Vex stacks. We've talked about how much damage they can do, but if they don't have a team around them and aren't out-farmed, they are not going to win, and that's exactly what we saw.
That was such a massive shot coming out from KZ Fox, and down in the bottom of the fight, it was KO taking on 2 at the same time. Nearly got taken out, but in the end, his team came to save him, and saved he was, and they were able to take the advantage because of the fact that they're outplaying in those team fights.
And look at how far ahead Zane's bill is, too. Like,
it's ridiculous.
And they're just about to the point where they can wipe out anyone for free with a 5.7k gold.
Right, and the thing is, you look at the side of Nova, who has the gold is Clamaris. Yes, he can do a lot, but he is not Vex. They need to have the gold on the right members. They have the gold on the right members here for Zane, for Darcy. He has that Loki's Curse. He has the Enchanted Clicks. He has the Apocalypse. He is building towards more damage, probably going to be the heck of
They're using Superman
damage every single time.
as a position.
And being taken out by that exact massive damage we're talking about. Dimensional Portal for the kill.
Oh my, it is devastating here from Zane. So much damage, just looks at them, just uses that dimensional walk, and he chunks them like it is nothing.
At the same time, KZ Fox bullying everyone away from the Dark Slayer so that the rest of BMG can take it, while at the same time, bottom side, we have Neo just removing a tower from the field.
Is this the end of Nova Esports EU? Is this the end of their reign? Is this the end of them going to the AWC every single championship? Is BM Gaming going to end their run? They are on a massive streak here. They have 6,000 gold lead right now, and they have the Dark Slayer, and they could be pushing right now.
It's certainly on a tear, but I feel like Nova Esports does have one chance. One good team fight. Deny the Dark Blessing. Deny the Drake. If they can do that, then there is the possibility, but it's going to be tough.
Breaker.
We're seeing Breaker completely caught out in the open. This should be a kill. There's nothing to save him.
No.
Then the Drake should be popped. That
Bottom
tower
lane
is done. The bottom lane is the only risk, and we already see Clamaris doing everything they can to distract Neo, but Neo does not care. They built up. They're no longer the squishy boy they were in the past.
Oh my
and that is leading to rotation, to a flank, to Bamboo, being torn to pieces, trying to just get out of dodge.
Oh
Ben,
my goodness, Vex!
Oh.
What are you doing? Going for the Michael, not managing to get at the Abyssal Dragon, also being taken out of BMG. Bamboo does not manage to hit on the Cyclone, but the Wild Prison does catch it. What is going on there? The Dragon being Wild Prison, that keeps them available, but only for BMG as the rest of Nova is forced to retreat.
It does not matter. The Abyssal Dragon is not enraged. BMG do not care. They want blood. They want these towers. They want the core.
And they are super excited. You might be able to hear that there are mics in the back. And because why shouldn't they be taking on the mid tier 2 towers, mid-high ground tower being the next point of contest? But at the same time, Zane just deciding, let's go for that Dragon. It's just gotten enraged. It's going to be a complete wipe if they manage to take that out. And it looks like Zane doesn't even care.
Yeah, members of Nova coming back here. Vex and Bamboo are back to fight. They can potentially hold this, even down 9,000 gold. And I think that Zane should have maybe perhaps stayed onto the tower, but they are taking out members instead. Vex, look at him. He's so low. Will he go down?
And indeed they will. Neo takes them out. And at the same time, Bamboo trying to protect the rest of their team, but only hit Zane with no impact from there. That is going to mean a mid-ground tower goes down to a shock, while at the same time, the rest of the team forced into the fountain. Bottom high ground tower also going down. That leaves only the top high ground tower and no one to defend them. The 5v3 is being set up, and Grizzly Q goes in to tank out. Clamaris trying to deal with damage they can, but it's not enough. They are the only one available. Breaker desperately stopping the minions. They managed to stop the first minion wave. The Drake is gone, but it's a matter of time. As soon as the mid-minion wave comes in, that is going to be it. The core will be focused. This is where it ends, as Nova Esports is knocked out and Blue Martini Gaming moves on to very likely take the AWC Championship. It's all of Latin America, whether or not they do, but they are in a great spot to go there.
The smiles on the faces of Blue Martini Gaming as they walk away with a 2-0 clean sweep in the best of 2 versus Nova Esports Europe. They find themselves with a solid 3 points, and with 1 win against Latin America, they find themselves having tickets booked to the AWC. Of course, Nova Esports putting up one heck of a fight are going to need a clean 2-0 sweep of none other than their Latin American brothers if they want an opportunity. Gentlemen, freedom is ringing, and North America took down Europe.
We talked about this at the beginning of the season with this roster. That was good, wholesome AOV coming out from BM Gaming. They took it to Nova. They beat them at their own game. They out-macroed them. They out-microed them. Excuse me, I'm choking on my own thoughts here.
They're throwing you some Vader chokes over there from across the way. Gentlemen, it was a slaughterhouse. Of course, Neo being the only one to fall in the entirety of that game. The speed, the rapid nature, you can see
Death embraces.
KO and Zane making sure that they give each other some high fives, give each other some hugs, because they are 1 win away now.
Crazy Q got cut out, I think, 4 times.
And that is the absolute truth. I mean,
Pretty sure it's 4
if
times.
they win the next match, it is going to be it. And from the performance we see here, the first game, Blue Martini was behind. They managed to pull in with the late game scaling. The second game, Blue Martini was strong from start to finish, and Nova Latin America is going to have to find some way of maintaining an advantage. And they already had a hard time against EU. Blue Martini seems like another league entirely.
We saw superstar plays from every player on BMG. Every time you looked, there was another member taking on a 1v2. You know, making sure that they get a kill, finishing off, making some incredible play. Every single member contributed, and honestly, it makes my job hard picking one of these MVPs here.
But it doesn't matter, because all is not done just yet. It was 16-2, of course, in favor of BMG. Zane 9-0-5 on that Darcy, making him continuously undefeated. We questioned whether or not it was going to get taken away from him, and both games Darcy was played, but it was Zane's efforts that walked away with the BMG victory.
Every single game that that BM Gaming has played in this tournament, they've had a Darcy in it. They've had it 5 times, they let it go 1 time, they've won every single game.
And that is surprising, especially when you consider that...
Look at the damage!
I know, Nova, I mean, you mentioned before, D2, that Nova was probably thinking they could escape that Dimensional Portal Ultimate, but Zane was just smart about the timing and made sure that, yeah, they could escape in theory, but never in practice.
Yeah, exactly. Every single time that they wanted to go for a kill, they made sure that those abilities were off cooldown. Once they saw it snap, they got the Dimensional Portal right on top of them, and they were able to take them out pretty easy.
At the end of our second round robin, it comes down to BMG walking away with a 2-0 sweep. That gives them 3 points and makes them 1 win away. A singular win versus Latin America in the next best of 2, and they will find themselves having their ticket booked to the AWC. Gentlemen, you now find yourselves at the end of your casting duo here on the desk for the regional finals in Season 3. I now will give you this opportunity. You have the floor. Any last words before you kick off for the day?
Congratulations, Blue Martini Gaming. At this point, it's clear that you're a strong performing team, but if you manage to get through, if you do get through, represent. We're all counting on you to show the world what North America can do.
You know what? Even though this is my last cast here at the Valor Series Finals, it's not about us, it's about the players, and I want to say that I'm definitely looking forward to this next match between Nova LatAm and BM Gaming. By the way, Nova LatAm wins this next game, either one can take it. Nova LatAm 2-0, they're the ones who are going to the World Championship, so I'm looking forward to watching this next game.
That is indeed the case. Thank you, Dominic. Thank you, D2. Gentlemen, you have been superb over the course of this weekend, and if that, I will bid you adieu. Now, we find ourselves in a best-of-2 situation here. Blue Martini Gaming, all they need is 1 win. Nova Esports LATAM, they have to 2-0. Otherwise, it will be North America representing the Valor Series and the West at the AWC. Do not go anywhere. It is down to the last series. Nova, Latin America, BMG. We'll be back right after the break.
What's up, dude? Cool.
No, managing to flicker
Grizzly Kill was frustrating because he knew he would keep getting caught out, but he would still try to flip. Like, fights that weren't there. Weren't. And it's frustrating that you would let Darcy through. Like after how well he's performed and you guys are in the same building and you watch this person perform a multitude of times on that hero effectively and you still allow it to go through, I think you're purposely throwing at that point. So like as a fan and seeing that, bro, like legitimately seeing that as a fan, it's actually pretty annoying. Common sense, my brothers. Common sense. How's everyone's night going though? I just been like I needed that break I was talking about now. I really did. Like I feel like I don't know, relieved. I don't know if that was the word, but I really did need that break. I haven't been streaming, I've been doing YouTube stuff, which I'm gonna put the teamy games up later. I'm just completely like calm, just chilling. See, everyone's in lurk mode. Intermissions always feel long as hell when they do this stuff.
Hey guys, Jump here. Woo! America! We're back here at ESL Studios. I'm Jump, your host, as I've been for the whole weekend. Woo! We're very excited to have into this final game, guys, aren't we?
I'm very happy too, because this is, I think, the most important of the matches so far. This could
What in the hell was that?
their playoffs.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough
What
one.
in the hell was that?
Been against Nova EU. So can you do it, Sir Muster and the squad? Can you make your dreams come true and represent your region in the best way you can against North America?
And I'm
This
sure John,
guy.
this will matter a ton to you, because it's the opportunity for the American team to come home with the prize money.
Yeah, this is gonna be an amazing game here for the NA region, NA Pride, guys. Yeah, yeah. Now we got some pre-game interviews with the very sexy DK on stage.
What in the actual
I'm not delivering
fuck?
pizzas. I'm standing over here with an absolutely terrible accent, somewhere between Australian and Cockney. It's the way that it works. I don't even button my jacket. I'm not going to tell you why. It's probably because the buttons don't actually fit. We've got the delight of the Nova Esports. They're going to be taking on BMG. Let's kick it back over to you, Jump, and see what you have to say.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep my button jumped up all the time because I'm 6'6" tall. Guys, what do you think is gonna happen in this game?
I think it's a very important match for LATAM, as this will be their opportunity to kind of take it a step up, demonstrate that they can play with the top teams in any region. This Blue Martini side has, I think, shown they are the best so far, especially with that dominant victory over the EU Nova squad.
Yeah, I mean, KO just playing against EU there, and Zane just showing up the mechanical talent and the difference in skill level for North American players is clearly evidence here. So can Latin America close that gap, and can their teamwork really help them overcome the raw talent and skill of North America players?
Gentlemen, it's going to be a very tight match indeed. Of course, BMG is one win away from securing themselves a spot in the AWC. It was an exciting intro. Of course, DK providing us all of the insight that you could ever want from the middle of the stage. Now, let's get into the rosters and let's talk about the two teams that will be taking the stage. First up, it's going to be Nova Esports Latin America. We saw them yesterday have a split score with No Mercy, SA Overall, Shaka, Sir Muster, and 08.
Yeah, my favorite team in Latin America is led by Sir Muster and the power of all of the members. 08 stepping up a lot here. Can the combined presence of all 5 of these talented people in this roster take over and
see what happens, boys? Let's see.
Powerhouse team, BMG.
Well, I think it really depends on their powerhouse players. Because if Sir Muster steps up like he did in that match versus EU, then absolutely. But if we don't see that level of star performance, I don't know what they have that the EU team that just played Blue Martini didn't.
Yeah, and KO is such a dominant top laner, clearly outmatched Darkbreaker there. And I feel like the matchup against Sir Muster, that's going to be a really tough game for Sir Muster here.
Well, they're going to be going up against the North American powerhouses that just destroyed their European rendition. KO, Zane, KZ Fox Neo, and beginnings for Blue Martini Gaming.
And my god, was it a good game for both those names right at the start. KO and Zane both had fantastic performances they'll be looking to repeat. The KO Sir Muster match you highlighted will be really fun to watch, but I'd also love to draw the attention to that jungle matchup. No Mercy going head-to-head against Zane is a matchup I would have dreamed
Oh, man,
of.
I can't wait. Both of them love Lindis. They both can play Darcy as well. I don't think either is going to get their picks that they want there. But one thing about BMG Gaming is they didn't look as decisive and as dominating in the early game that we have seen.
I don't know why you have a question mark.
They have faced probably the stiffest competition they've ever faced leading up to these playoffs.
Decisiveness comes from the members that call the shots for both of these teams. And those shot callers, but more importantly, the supports are who we're looking to highlight in the head-to-head. It will be beginnings that you see on the end there for BMG going up against the all-star support in Shaka for Nova Latin America.
Yeah, we saw beginnings there, making some positioning there, getting caught out, and then getting taken down immediately. Then his
I don't know why you're asked to put a question mark, bro.
So this is going to be key here. Can Shaka be enough? We know the synergy he has with SA overall. That's the key, I think, to Nova Latin America's
And a big aspect of this as well is taking a look at the damage that Shaka isn't afraid to partake in. 14.38% damage as opposed to the 9.9 or the 9.9 there for Beginnings. Beginnings is much more of that tanky player. Shaka goes in on the aggression with his teammates.
I'd actually like to highlight the KDA difference there because Shaka has the lead in KDR, whereas Beginnings wins in KDA. If you're new to the statistics game, the KDR is kills and deaths without assists factored in. KDA factors in those assists. That implies that Beginnings is damaging far more people in team fights that are eventually killed, much more of a team player, whereas Shaka is locking down more individual kills.
Yeah, Shaka is the more aggressive support. He loves initiating and engaging, looking for picks against his opponents. And that's where Beginnings, he likes to overextend, give his team a lot of vision, and make the right decision from a macro perspective, but that could put him in a really tough spot, as we have seen throughout the past day today and yesterday as well.
Zane's taking a nap.
Meditating.
What do you think?
Tired from
what do you think Zane's meditation songs are?
I don't actually know a lot of meditation songs, weirdly enough, but I do think it's very important that he finds the right one, because this upcoming match, oh, you have a favorite meditation song?
Farm.
Farm! Okay.
It's just farm being
This
repeated.
upcoming match, the number one thing that is most important is how well Nova Esports can shut down Zane. In previous performances where Blue Martini did lose, it was because Zane got shut down early.
And Nova Esports is taking a lesson learned from the European brethren. Darcy immediately taken off the table. Varus as well. Teamy and Richter creates that option, which means Elsu's on the cards for BMG.
They don't ban Lindis. No Lindis removed, no Quillen removed. All of the favorite characters for Zane are still on the cards, except for that Darcy.
Yeah, Elsu most likely will be picked up here because they can flex him. BMG can play Elsu mid, or they can play Elsu in a dragon lane. So I feel like Elsu will probably most likely be picked up here, or they can switch things up and potentially secure like Sephiroth because it gives her more flexibility, but they're going to go with the Elsu.
Elsu, tried and true there. Of course, both Neo and KZ Fox have the opportunities to play him
The
abroad,
hell?
as
What's
now
the other
Nova
comp? What's
can walk
that?
into that Sephora and create all of the options for them in the mid lane.
Nova, I think, have two bridging paths here.
We don't have enough
Either steal his
costumes
Lindis away right now, play it into
North
whatever
America.
he picks
No
up.
Mercy's Lindis is fantastic as well.
Or play the Violet late in the draft, because they feel confident playing their Violet from No Mercy into Lindis's in the LATAM region. Maybe that's just a decision, a gamble they're willing to take. Let this Lindis get locked in, then draft Violet to face it off.
Yeah, and they're really thinking deep about it. I think what they should do is secure the Lindis, because you can't give Zane his Lindis, and we know how good No Mercy is on this Lindis. Take Tulin, take Lindis, and secure it, but, you know, they're not going to do that.
Nope, they're going to instead deny the Baldom out of Beginnings' hands, which leaves the Sephora available for either KZ Fox or Beginnings. Malik as well seems to be the potential hover here for BMG.
Yeah, and actually Lindis is fine because they can pick it on third pick because they can't play Lindis elsewhere. That's actually a little risky. It could work, but they might actually do it here. They might actually take the Lindis and deny from No Mercy because that's going to be double ADC.
They do. Lindis won't quite be locked in. I really do think because it wasn't locked in that first cycle, Nova Esports LATAM are comfortable letting that Lindis get drafted by Blue Martini and then playing it as, or playing a Violet or something else they feel counters it into that Lindis.
Well, we have seen Zane's playstyle float more towards that power farming direction, which could mean that Nova Esports could draft a more early composition, potentially take them down and out. Sephora gets locked in, as well as the Malik. So now the final and third pick available here for Nova Esports Latin America.
Definitely, Lindis would be a nice pick. If they don't pick Lindis here, it will be banned against No Mercy, and I feel like Lindis is going to work really well because of that jungle clear speed, and also No Mercy is a beast on it, and with Tulin and Bottom, that's a very strong early game that they want to have.
The problem is, I think that leaves the rest of Zane's pool open, whereas if they let the Lindis through, they can feel reasonably sure that Blue Martini will probably pick it. If they pick Lindis themselves, Zane can play any assassin underneath the sun, and they don't like that.
They're going to secure the side laner in Omen, and we know
I think they're going to go Necro out on Nova's side. They're going to let her have, they're going to let,
Omen as well, just earlier.
They're going to let Zane have Lindis.
And they'll double
or
down,
Quillen.
banning out the Roxy. Richter Varus already removed. That means Nova Esports have got the best top laner currently in the pool, in my opinion. That's a very good draft.
Yeah, definitely a very good draft. The other options for top laner could be that Superman. We also see Ryoma as well. And Lindis will be taken out here by BMG. That's very smart.
Blue Martini calling the bluff. Saying, we're not afraid. We'll hit ourselves. Getting rid of Zane's best character for fear that it could be played by No Mercy or anyone else on that side. They'll also get rid of a second ranged character. This implies to me they're looking for a more frontline engage.
Quillen, of course, taken away by No Mercy, and the members of Nova Esports. Talanis as well for the side lane. And here you go. This is the strategy you were considering, TJ.
Yeah.
Later in the draft, Violet gets picked on. They're going to be going for the late game and putting all the cards into that late game Violet on No Mercy.
Little risky because Cricknat can be picked here. Zephy's potentially, but I doubt they'll play Zephy's. They might go with the Zill, honestly. But I think Cricknat Zill would make a lot of sense. Yeah, there we go. They're hovering right now between the both of them.
I actually really, really do like this Nova Esports draft. Even though Blue Martini are going to end with an all-right draft to themselves, I haven't been blown away by Blue Martini's Elsu in the past. It's been good, but not significantly better than anyone else's. That Murad actually does shift things, though. I think the Murad may be the pick that Blue Martini needed.
Man, that is scary. Any of those heroes are scary. But I think Zill, Cricknack, and Murad would make the most sense. Superman, a solid pick, I feel.
I want to go Cricknack.
Earlier against EU there. And
yeah, you either go Zill or you go
completely unafraid of Sir Muster. He may come to regret that, or he might be able to.
Or the Murray, because any dive from Cricknack onto that team is horrible.
Latin America, Nova Esports.
If Violet spaced correctly, that's a wrap. Omen can take the hit and then Death Embrace him, then he's just stuck there. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tulin's not going to be frontline. Or the frontline Baldum, who's just going to eat. He's not going to die from this. He's going to eat it. Unless he's super fed. When he dives, he gets flipped. He gets tossed, and Violet cleans him up. Along with the Elsu. I'm not sorry, not Elsu. Tulin. What's it called? Lightning bolt. So I don't know what the official name for that shit is.
They'll struggle to get there. And the major thing
But with
Blue
Zill,
Martini has
also
is,
can clean
the
up.
snowball call.
Yeah,
If
Marjo
Very
is
simple with either auto attacks or with the snipe off of Zill's engagement on his ult. So you have Malik going in with a pop-up. You have Safari with the stun and the slow, which allows obviously an easier snipe for Elsu. And then Superman. I mean, other than
the river control happens, and then that dragon lane control.
I think this game is decided in the first 5 minutes. If Blue Martini get a snowball lead, if Blue Martini
yes.
lead in the first
If
5
they
minutes,
snowball, it's
they've
over.
secured their AWC ticket, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas if Nova Esports can keep it kind of loose all the way to the 10, maybe even 15-minute mark, they'll come online, particularly with the Violet, and be able to return.
Yeah,
things.
and they gotta figure out some way to
I agree with
slow
TJ.
down Zayn, because you know he gets farmed so fast. He's always the most leveled in the game, no matter what level. Like 5 minutes in, he's like almost level 10 already. And that's a threat. And Zill getting that many levels, finishing Loki's curse and then Apocalypse with the China kicks, that's when he really comes online. So the slower the better they can slow that down and not let him reach that power spike, the better position for Latin America.
Well, gentlemen, BMG have 2 chances to take a game off of Nova. Nova needs to win both of these if they want to keep their opportunities to go to the AWC alive. It is now Latin America versus North America. Game 1 starts now.
One last chance for Nova Esports side to deny Blue Martini their playoff ticket, their AWC ticket.
Yeah, this is Latin America's chance to stay in it, to win it here, playing for their region, and they're such an aggressive team. I think they're going to show NA how good they can be.
Already, though, things get dicey beginnings, and KZ Fox playing in the mid with that Malik. Shock SA overall.
That Malik
yeah, this is why
versus the bottom is just rough. I like that. I haven't really considered Malik as a reason, or not reason, but a solution to the bottom.
And also the water spirits as well. The auto attack does so much damage early. Even Tulin can't even handle that mid lane pressure.
I'm a little bit worried by the fact that KZ Fox and Beginnings were able to find that much pressure, because they've actually been successful stealing away a little bit of jungle farm from No Mercy, and this has resulted in Nova Esports kind of grouping up, trying to protect No Mercy, and losing a lot of ground as a result. Beginnings, though, pulled in, doesn't have Tides of Life yet, needs to back up in a hurry. 0-8 has to flicker away, though. He goes too far forward. The cleave, the Soul Eater, he goes down. First blood to Blue Martini. KZ Fox isn't done yet, tries to keep pushing forward, and will need to be scared back.
I love the synergy between Beginnings and KZ Fox there. KZ Fox landing all of his cleaves, the Soul Eater, Beginnings landing so many of the Water Spirits, and of course Neo, that rotation coming in as Elsu, knocking down 0-8. He showed up, his health decreased, and boom, he's dead.
Speaking of rotations, during that time, Zayn rolled up to the top lane, grabbed Sir Muster, a kill to his name.
Yeah, this is looking so good for BMG right now, and Zayn getting that kill, that is something you do not want. Already 1.2k gold, 300 gold ahead of No Mercy.
I said this game may be decided in the first 5 minutes. I didn't expect such a dominant lead to be picked up in the first 2, but it is looking that way. Here's the Abyssal Dragon threat from Blue Martini.
Ooh.
Oh, Neo missing some of his snipes here. Haven't seen him play the Elsu yet, so it'll be very interesting to see how effective he will be.
Shaka's got vision. They have KZ Fox split between them. He just wants to regroup with his team, though. With Neo in the area, they don't want to take any risks. In the meantime, Sir Muster's been caught out. Zayn will grab the kill. Thunderbird combo onto Neo. Does knock him low, but the shock splits the team fight. Shaka's got Neo, but it's a 1-1 trade. No Mercy will save the day, getting the kill and securing Shaka's escape. A revenge kill for Latam.
Amazing play by Shaka there, getting the wild charge and then the wild prison as well. Jumping onto Neo, securing the kill, winning that fight. And that was a very interesting fight for BMG to take. They had the uneven numbers there, and they still tried to took that fight, but Nova was not able to take the dragon. They need the dragon to try to get back into the lead. They're down 3 deaths to 1.
Yeah, a lot of that coming from the very aggressive top lane of Sir Muster. He's been consistently struggling in lane against the rotates coming through from Zayn. Oh, down bottom, KZ Fox already gone. Abyssal Dragon was reset through KZ's efforts, though, and that means Nova Esports can't convert the early game gold lead.
Yeah, that's such a great rotation. 4-man, KZ Fox out of position. They collapse onto him. Malik mid working out well for them, but no, not if you are 1 versus 4 there. And Nova Latam showing us that they're better at the dragon control in this early game. This is what they're known for and how they beat a lot of their opponents, is controlling the dragon. But Blue Martini is not letting them take the dragon.
Look at Zane, all the way in the jungle. That's insane on the Zill. Very far up. He's been chained in by Sir Mustard. Now punished. No mercy rolls through.
Nice.
The shock in. And a desperate
Oh no.
the fight from Casey Fox. And he's already swallowed up by Shaka. The Wild Prison. It's beautiful. 0-8's got the damage. But Nova, they can't find any of the kills. Everyone on Blue Martini's low, but none of them are dying.
Yeah, that was a huge rotation by No Mercy, getting the kill onto Zane there. But Neo's going to take a free tower from that distraction and trade it for a death of Zane. But what a beautiful rotation by Beginnings. He came in there, the Q from KZ Fox came up, and they were able to zone out and save KO's life there with that shock ultimate. Well played by BMG there. They got the positive trade from that tower.
Nova have kept this game remarkably close though, much better than their European counterparts, especially in Game 2. Only zero Abyssal Dragons taken by either side, and the kill leads within 1.
Yeah, that is huge there, that no Abyssal Dragon has been given over to either side. That shows us how evenly matched this team is, more than we thought it was, even though Blue Martini looks like the more dominant team. The fact that Latin America is not allowing them to get a dragon is huge.
And remember, should we get late game, Nova Esports have the beginnings of a very good composition.
Yeah, this is what makes LC shine here. He's able to poke that down because he's low. The call is then to rotate, take the dragon, because you cannot contest it when one of your members are low. That is important when it comes to objective management and focus here. You cannot get low because you're going to give your opponent the chance to rotate as a 4-man unit to grab the dragon.
Sir Mustard just dove tower. He's very far forward in that top lane. This gets dangerous now. He did land the Death's Embrace onto KO. KZ Fox is in the area. They were seeing if they could hook in a bait, and they do. Double Death back, and No Mercy for the damage. Doesn't quite happen.
Ooh, the rotation's coming up. The gank is coming up. They need to back off, and they will back off from that. But I love KZ Fox's rotation, TJ. He is showing up at the right time as a mid laner, being all over the map where his team needs to. An enemy jungle in the top lane and supporting really well on this Malik.
No Mercy not quite having the damage you'd hope, but he's also not completed his build yet. Instead of the Mr. Stabby, he upgraded to Soul Reaver. That slowed him down considerably.
Zane is about to come online as well. It's already 6 minutes. He is level 10. He has finished his enchanted kicks, and look, he's cursed. He's almost there with his Apocalypse, and that's when he's going to start to shine, and that's when Nova needs to be very, very careful.
Once Zane builds Apocalypse, he's going to do damage. Once No Mercy builds Clav Sancti, he's going to do massive damage. So it's a race between the two.
Yeah, you can see how behind No Mercy is, though. He barely has any damage. And that's something that they gotta watch out and be careful, because he is 500 gold behind, but almost there with the Clav Sancti, and 2 kills to each of them makes it still fairly even, but Zane has that slight lead.
Beginnings, rest of Blue Martini, Hover in the jungle, Nova Esports.
What is his support item? Butterstone?
A fair bit, scaring him back and allowing an opportunity to flicker. Death's beckon, Death's embrace. He's too far forward.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Unfortunate for Sir Mustard, engaging there, and then 4 people show up from BM Gaming, and bam, like that in 2 seconds or less, Sir Mustard disappears. But a valiant engage, unfortunately, didn't work out.
Shock combo to take the top tower. Nova, no, they can't do anything about that. They just fall off. And Shaka actually almost gets caught out by it. Now the rotate from BM comes through from mid, and this gets dangerous as they overall needs to bail. He can't get out. Zayd has the kill. No Mercy caught out as well.
Nice.
2 kills over. The dive from 0-8 does not find Neo. 3 kills picked up by Blue Martini.
Tough positioning by SA overall there, and No Mercy. The Superman engage, and then the follow-up from Zane executing his tornado, getting the kill.
He almost got Beginnings all by himself, but he's too far forward. It was too much of a risk. Zayd just walks up and picks him up.
The story right now is 4-man rotations, 4-man engages. That was so risky for SA overall. No Mercy to be extended in the mid lane like that. And the beautiful rotation from KO coming up with that Superman.
Valak has a ton of HP. I'm assuming he's not running a tank Arcana.
Blue Martini is the best team in North America.
Because I mean, he only has
these rotations they're having, the picks they're
Gilded Greaves and then Frostgate with the Spirit's armor and 2
the safety and protection of like Neo. When any of their
I forgot what it's called. The magic defense items. I forgot what it's called.
Nova will try and answer with a little bit of rotation synergy of their own, full comboing onto KZ Fox. They do lose the Abyssal Dragon, but they get a pick in the meantime.
Yeah, KZ Fox.
Oh, 0-8 Ghost Walk. He's safe.
Yeah, wow. That Ghost Walk saved his life there. But you can see, he's online. He has Apocalypse. Look how much damage Zane is doing. This is why Zil is so dangerous. You cannot let him get online. You have to slow him down. And because of that, I don't think they have an answer. They need to build Medallion of Troy. Otherwise, Zayn is going to be burst down everyone on their squad. The only person that has any defense is the Bonum. And Shaka is still pretty weak.
As they overall caught out, he needs to bail back. Nova Esports are in trouble.
But there's one thing that's saying always, Keith.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, SAO overall is not having
Yeah,
any
there's.
impact on
I don't know why it's lagging. It's not me. It's just the way the stream is on their end.
Him down. SA overall has not done much in mid lane, and because they've lost the mid lane pressure, they lose most of the map control, unfortunately, and that's
It might be lagging because
from SA overall.
I stream in 60 frames and they stream in 30 frames, and they stream in They do stream in 720, but I stream in 722.
Definitely could be.
But the reason why you might be seeing like the difference is because Facebook has a limitation of 30 frames per second. And this game actually runs at 60 games per second for the most part. But yeah, it definitely looks choppy, and it's most likely the frames that Facebook limits it to. But Facebook and Valor Series have a contract. That's it, boys and girls. BMG is on their way to, I don't know, Thailand or something like that.
Business as usual for BMG. They don't care. It doesn't matter. It is business as usual. They come in, they do everything that we have seen them do throughout the entirety of the regular season, the entirety of the playoffs thus far, and over the course of the last 2 days, did not drop a single game.
Yeah, I just gotta say, that last team fight just showed why they're the best team. The snipe, the water wall stun, and the follow-up Malik shock ultimate, and the cleave landing to kill No Mercy. That was done. As soon as they did that combo, the game was over.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
Well
the frames?
by Blue Martini Gaming. They have secured
the reason why is because they're only allowed to stream at 30 frames.
America at the Arena of Valor World Cup. Amazing play by them.
The Valor Series and cross-regional play has been a conversation abroad. We have talked about who reigns supreme. Is it Europe?
Hold
is
on.
it Latin
Let me see
America?
something.
Is it North America? At the conclusion of these championship matches, at the conclusion of these round-robin games, we have immediately seen that Blue Martini Gaming deserves to be at the top. Now,
yeah.
Of course, we need to have a little word with them, a little conversation with the newest representatives of the AWC. So, the Tuxedo Man himself, Danny Kim, take it away.
Thank you very much, John. I'm here with the guys. They still do have a game to play, but it is a mere formality at this stage. You guys are going to Vietnam for the AWC. How does it feel to confirm your position?
We don't feel any different because we kind of knew we were going to qualify for this thing.
You're making my job really easy, man. Anyone have any other opinions, potentially? All right. Of course, I asked you this. Unfortunately, is anyone else under 18 in this team? So what do you think your team's going to do while you sit at the hotel, unfortunately?
Go out to a club or a bar, maybe. I don't know.
It's a foreign world to you. All right, guys. And, of course, I'll go a little bit ahead of time. How are you feeling about going to the AWC now? What do you fancy your chances?
I think we have a pretty good chance. I think we're around the middle of the pack. If we go to AWC, it's going to take a lot of work. We've been putting in a ton of work in and out. A lot of these teams just go out at night. We sit in our rooms, we study the games that we play here, and we come back and we win and qualify.
Absolutely. If you have any of a showing that you had here today, that's a great answer. I'm sure you guys will do fantastic. Here is your ticket to Vietnam and the AWC for 2019. Your champions and representatives, Blue Martini Gaming.
So my question would be, does that mean that the other winners for the region of the EU and the Latin, does that mean they're not capable of going to the Vietnam series when they won their respective region? Or is it just that this is a free ticket to get for BMG?
You heard it from the set of Zayn. They're not going out. They're not partying. They're in their rooms. They're studying. And as they find themselves the victors here and representing 3 regions in the AWC, it means that all is not lost because it is an opportunity to prove that the Valor Series and the West can do something over in Asia.
Yeah, and I gotta give it to them. North America has been dominant every single season across all 3 regions. And honestly, the teams that they have faced in North America haven't given them the biggest competition. But for them to show up on this stage and dominate other regions. They have more of a competitive structure, more players, more professional, more orgs. Just shows them how good that team is and how good that roster is as well. We know a lot of familiar names, and I can't wait to see how they're going to do. Hopefully do better than they did last time.
I think it's really good to see that we do have a top team in the Valor Series and that it was the team we all kind of thought it was going to be, because that makes me feel like we maybe have a little something to surprise the rest of the world with come AWC time.
Of course, this game was severely into the favor of BMG yet again. It does not matter who Zane plays. It does not matter who you put him on. He has certainly been the show-out, standout player. Easy to think that he is the MVP of the entire weekend.
Yeah, definitely here. Zane with such a play. Look at his position. He always hovers around, waits for the right position, disengages, re-engages. That's exactly how you want to play as an ADC carry there, and that's why he gets the most kills, he does the most damage, and leads his team to victory there. But honestly, the entire squad, the synergy, the combos, just amazing to watch.
I think it's important that we don't put all the emphasis on Zane, because yes, Zane is one of the most mechanically talented players to ever touch the game. But I think the fact that the rest of his team also falls into that category, and that they have such a good job, or they do such a good job as a team of providing all the emphasis, all the gold, all the farm, all the kills to Zane, is what makes him look so good.
Definitely, and I have spent a lot of my time with KZ Fox, Neo, and Beginnings actually when we prepared for the international championships in China. And those three, they put so much work. I mean, Neo and KZ Fox as well. They are committed to the game. But I know Zane is overly working himself, and that just shows why all of them in their respective roles are the best for North America.
Yeah, I'm very happy that the hardest working team at this Valor Series Finals is also the best team.
Gentlemen, 12 teams walked into this weekend. Only one is walking out alive and with a ticket booked for the AWC. It is none other than BMG themselves. They are walking away with the victory, just like I am walking away with Skip. You took Hopper away from me once. You will not take his brother away from me again. Skip Jefferson III is coming home with me. Gentlemen, we find ourselves, of course, if we take a look at the standings and see where we fall. Of course, standings aren't there yet because, JK, they've got one more game to play. Now's the fun part, because you're going to be fine. Now's the fun part, because this next game...
another match. Another game.
The other game, but the game doesn't matter. There's no importance to the game outside of pride and memes. If in a perfect world of all the jokes and the jests that could come out, what do you want to see today?
We get that kangaroo back.
Nope, not happening. You'll have to get over it. He's mine.
Okay, I'd like to see a whole bunch of emphasis on the characters we don't normally see. You have an opportunity here to get silly, get weird. Do it.
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity to have fun, like we saw Jump and DK have earlier. That was very interesting, very entertaining. I think that's the name of the game, is entertainment.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either. I don't know. I saw you over there, and you came back over here. It was like two different versions of Jump.
I
literally
think you're
been
confused.
Yeah, I think you're. I've just been standing here the whole time. This has literally been my post the entire time.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, I don't. Sweet J, is the water here in Australia like flipping your mind around?
It's actually really good. That's a weird thing to say, but the water in Australia
drink from
is really
the tap
good.
water.
You can.
Which you can't do in LA.
Okay.
Anyway, pick Ben.
Pick Ben. Game number 2. All right, we're seeing some memes. What are we gonna see?
I want to see, like I said, a chance to see the characters we don't normally, because the characters we don't normally see are all the fun ones. And if I'm playing in my games, I actually ran a community tournament where I encouraged people with some weird rule sets to make up weird new strats. And after a few weeks, several of those weird new strats that happened just because I forced them to happen actually kind of leaked into pro play. So seeing people play weird things here and now is a lot of fun, because maybe they'll turn out to be more viable than we initially think.
You know, when we think about fun, we want to make sure to also eliminate the potential of anti-fun. Darcy clearly being the case for that. He is banned away there by BMG, with Richter and Lindis taking off the cards as well.
Yeah, I want to see some Butterfly. I want to see some Azinka. Maganga. Yep, Pyrrha.
Maybe Pyrrha or
yeah.
I saw an attack speed Pyrrha once.
Grack. I want to see Grack.
Oh,
I don't
want to see Grack.
Please. Please, Grak would be so fun.
Uh-oh. Nova Esports still draft the Elsu.
I think they're tryharding. They want to.
I think they are too.
I respect that.
I think they're 100% tryharding.
They're like, you think you're that good? We're gonna beat you in this show match.
Quillen locked in there for Zane.
One of his favorite characters, and with both the Lindis and the Darcy banned out, there's not much better.
Little risky there, picking it so early. Get the arm is available. They can pick an arm and just hard counter
Prater.
as we saw. If you don't play and position your arm correctly, that counter ain't gonna be a counter.
Superman, though, locked in for KO in the top lane. So despite the fact that Nova Esports might get some of the things that they enjoy, at least BMG gets comfort picks. Malik and Sephora, though, locked in for Nova Esports Latin America.
Confirmation, perhaps they're still messing around a bit. That
Hey,
Malik shouldn't be so early.
It could be
no,
Superman.
it's the same draft that BMG played. Come on,
is it
TJ.
1-1?
It is. It's again, last game, Elsu, Malik, and Sephora were the picks. Malik mid worked out really well. Maybe they're going to use the same strats and be like, we're going to beat you with your own strat.
Lock it. Lock it. Lock it.
Oh.
Oh,
Jump.
they're tryharding.
How does it feel to have your heart broken not once, but 3 times in one day?
My heart's only been broken once.
Really?
Yeah, it's when you stepped on this
Okay.
camera with me. That was really bad. I could have tried a lot harder.
Yeah,
on
that didn't even make a lot of sense.
No,
to
it
be
really
honest.
didn't.
But I respect that you're trying to do something.
Okay.
I like how BMG's coach or whoever is like there for support.
Yes.
He's just talking and chatting with them. Yeah. And then the other coach from Latin America is super tryhard.
I mean, both of these guys are tryharding, actually.
Yeah, both these traps actually make way too much. You know what? We asked too much. When we were like, oh yeah, this could be a chill game because it doesn't really matter, we forgot that these are like 2 teams of tryhard competitors.
Yeah, they're professional players. Don't forget that. They get paid to compete, not play to have fun and entertain.
Yeah. If they were goofy, fun people, they wouldn't be as good at the game as I found out.
I mean, Jump is the professional that's paid to entertain. You know, he's just Jump.
Yeah.
Can't really say much.
Yo.
Kind of lost track of that one.
Baldum Rioma locked in there for Nova Esports. A normal standard composition for them, whereas BMG has one more opportunity. Is it going to get locked? Is it going to get locked?
The clown and Maganga. Maganga's actually really strong. I really like Maganga. Oh, no, never mind.
Instead. A much more logical mage.
All hopes is lost. That's one of KZ Fox's best mages, too. Like, wow.
I think
that's pretty funny.
This is like actually a serious draft from both teams.
Oh,
that we should
look
have
at that
serious
skin. Look at that Kali
too.
skin. That's so scary.
Yeah.
You can see a little, like, burn coming out.
It's going to be haunting my dreams tonight.
I know. I'm a haunted.
Maybe it's just Halloween makeup.
Yeah, could be.
Potentially so. All right. The teams have been locked in. Of course, this game does not necessarily matter. However, both of these teams, in the spirit of competition and professional play, do look like they are taking this a lot more serious than we thought. Couple jests, couple laughs coming out from the Nova squad. We highlighted, of course, Blue Martini Gaming, but we cannot overlook the fact that Nova Esports, both Europe and Latin America, showed up huge over the course of the weekend. They might not be making it to the AWC, but they are still both teams walking away with $20,000 each for their respective organizations and the title of their respective region champions.
Yeah, and I had never seen EU or Latin America come this far in terms of skill. Every season they're getting better and better and better and giving us a show. So it's amazing to see how much Arena Valor has developed in the West.
Sweet J, TJ, we find ourselves at the end of the load screen and the final match in Season 3 in the Valor Series for Arena of Valor. We have come all the way to Australia to witness some of the best players in the world. And now it is time for one last game. And for that, I bid you a begin.
Thanks, Jump. The final match of the Valor Series, and I can't wait. Already, Nova Esports going very, very aggressive, and they'll catch out Neo all alone in the jungle, scaring him back. The snipe lands as well.
Sir Mustard landing that, and look at Neo, 1% HP left. They take it. They take it. And they're excited. You can see how loud they are right now. They're having a blast, TJ.
KO and Zane caught out as well as SA overall pushes forward. He will not be able to steal away that Sage bump, but the snipe still lands. Oh, the flicker. SA's bloodthirsty, and he'll get the kill as well. It's only Zane to try and escape. all alone up top, surrounded by wolves. He tries to slip back through the bush, but there's no way out.
What is going on, TJ? Latin America just showing their aggressiveness. And they're having a
pick
blast.
over. You can't hear
Oh
it, baby.
my goodness,
but
five-man
just behind
rotation.
us, they're howling.
They are. 5-man rotation on that red buff. It is that important in this early game, TJ. You put 5 people on it, and look at that. KZ Fox and Neo are going to go ahead and have their joy in the bot lane, doing what they do.
The bot lane is just BMG's territory. Little bit extra tower pressure taken. Nova Esports seem to have decided for this final game they should spend the entire game rotating as a pack, hunting together.
It is the wolf pack right now, TJ.
Uh-oh, towards the mid lane, 3v3 potentially develops. Nova want more. They'll drift down. It looks like Sir Muster might be the focus. They're giving up so much map control for this.
Yeah, and look at Zane doing what he does best. He's going to farm away that Spirit Sentinel and get it so he can make sure he can carry in that late game. And Nova, they're going to go ahead and start this dragon. And it's not level 4 yet. This is a little risky here.
I have a question for you, Jeff. We've seen, not counting this game, several series now between LATAM and EU. Oh, shock through. SA does him KZ. That's not bad at all. Another kill over. Neo's back in though, and Beginnings locks them down. Neo will cause trouble as it's just going to be him slinking away.
Oh my god, I'm having such a blast listening to that team shout and yell at each other. Look at them, they're getting so many kills. They feel great, TJ.
But Zane's here. He's just going to walk into the wall, the Hurricane Wall. It sets things up well, and Zane just does the damage. He'll actually have to slink away as Zane chases him down. It's big damage from the Malik. KO's losing as well. Beginnings just has to turn the fight by himself as Shaka comes through. He'll heal up the full team.
Yeah, look at that. What aggressive play. I love how SA overall playing this Malik. He lost to it, and now look how well he's playing his Malik and landing so many cleaves. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
I'm never going to get an opportunity, so I'm just going to ignore the team fights for now. Which is the better Nova Esports roster, having seen all the games?
I think the full roster of EU is probably better, but Latin America, honestly, the most improved and the better one, definitely today. Clearly today.
Latin America, the better roster at the Valor Series Finals?
Yes, for sure.
That's nice to see.
Because they fixed so many, the micro, the early game, the late game as well. They did such a good job. Their draft, too, is actually super impressive. Beginnings, goodbye, my friend. Oh, no, Hurricane Wolf saves his life. Dodges that shock ultimate as well. Just prancing around in the jungle.
Bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah.
SA overall and the rest of the team now see a jungle that hasn't been invaded, so it's time to fix that. Zane's caught out, eaten up.
Why didn't they play like this the game before, bro?
He's being gobbled up. This is like actually the secret. For everyone who was wondering, how do you beat Blue Martini? Apparently this.
Oh, No Mercy missed that winning blade stun, unfortunately. Neo coming right back in there, missed as well. The team whiff over here, whiffing away.
So with Nova LATAM eating up Blue Martini to keep the hard-hitting analysis rolling, what's the best food you had here at the Valor Series?
Oh, the best food is definitely beef stroganoff.
Beef stroganoff?
Oh, it was delicious. Guys, the food in New South Wales, mwah, delicious.
Nova Esports making beef
like
stroganoff
this game is so delicious.
out of Blue Martini as
Yeah,
they continue
KZ Fox
to push
trouble.
forward. KZ Fox, Neo, and Beginnings are
No
in trouble as
Mercy.
No Mercy
Oh.
rolls through. That's a very nice wailing blade. Beginnings with the pinwheel. Oh, the Hurricane Wall dodge. That was quite clever, Beginnings. Nicely done. No Mercy's caught out, and with a death scream from behind us goes down.
The juke master, the master who's good at baiting his opponents away.
Run, Sir Buster! Flee! Run for your life! He can't do it! Neo chases him down!
Dun, 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 dun. Superman! Neo shows up.
Is that what you think the Superman theme song is?
It is. It is Superman theme song.
That was like the first half of the Superman theme song, and then Indiana Jones happened to it.
Chaka is playing so aggressive on this Sephira.
You know,
I love it. I love it.
We need to watch some Superman films after this. We have a full night.
Well, I have to watch Superman when I'm a Superman.
Alright, fair enough. Top lane, A little bit of a skirmish happening while the rest of Nova push in. Shaka, what are you doing? Oh, that Ties of Life. Ethereal Pulse will answer. Zane's caught out, but he's able to get behind No Mercy. They can't turn the fight. Blue Martini answer back, winning some team fights of their own. As they overall will be caught out, and he too should fall.
Look at that assassinate there. The abilities, the cooldown, the regeneration. Zane getting all those kills. Casey Fox, beautiful Ethereal Pulse there, landing the kill onto a overly eager and aggressive Shaka.
This match is a bit silly, but that right there is a good highlight.
Do you know what Shaka means? You know, hardcore analysis here. You know what Shaka means in Hawaiian?
No.
It means hang loose, my friend, and they definitely are hanging loose.
All right. I just wanted to point out, though this game is a bit silly, that was an example of one thing that Blue Martini do really well. They hold kills so that Zane can pick them up. Like,
yeah, that's
even in
true.
the middle of team fights, they'll just not get the kill, not get the killing blow, so they can give it to their power.
Oh, that's embrace. Shaka, you're gone. And that is actually a key strat. You want to hyper farm and feed your carry all the kills, because that's going to give them a lot. They're going to get them to power spike a lot sooner. No Mercy, you're in trouble, my friend.
Oh, no. That's the overall goes in with the full shock, but he can't do it. He'll be pushed back time and time again. Zane returns to the front lines, and eventually, maybe, they should be able— oh, the flicker! Nicely done, SA! But I don't think you can win this.
Yeah, I think with that shock ultimate, I think he was prioritizing the minions.
Oh, Sir Muster! How did you miss that?
How the hell?
He was recalling.
I know, oh my goodness.
He was standing right there, still not moving.
How do you miss that
Sir
snipe,
Muster,
bruh?
you failed us, my friend. I am disappointed in you. No longer my favorite player in Latin America.
Oh
Shaka
my God.
caught again, unfortunately. Oh, another miss. Sir Muster.
A day of star performances, and it ends like this. Ethereal Pulse shredding them. Oh, the Hurricane Bull. Look away, Jeff. Your favorite players are being slaughtered. 0-8 on the Boldham, though. Right in to save the day. Overall shocking in. A double team of the tankiest characters known to man, and it still doesn't work. They do get the unlocked glow, but KZ Fox will turn it back. And now both teams are shouting.
Oh, 0-8.
No.
Again, SA overall had 2 shock ultimates, and he targeted the minions, actually. So I think the minions are definitely a higher priority in those team fights than the heroes are.
Absolutely. Beginnings caught out.
Oh!
KZ Fox. Oh, 2 kills back to Nova.
Oh my goodness, that combo, the Whirling Blade Sun and
Real
the water
quick,
wall.
kill estimate. How many kills total?
It's going to be, I think, a total of 50 at the end of this game.
50 kills plus?
Let's do it. Yeah,
We've
we're
got a
already at
ways to
30,
go.
man. We're at 28 to be exact, but we're going to get there.
We've got a ways to go. How many minutes will that take?
I think it's going to, when we hit the 15-minute mark.
All right, well, here's Neo trying to add to that total. Shaka holds him low. KO chains in No Mercy. No Mercy almost out-duels him, but can't make it work. Zane, in the meantime, gets one. 0-8's chasing him all the way in. The wild stomp. Another kill to the Boldham. Can he get 2? The Boldham,
no!
the madman.
That was
he
so
doesn't
close.
quite have it.
That Wild Prison was so close, but he get the kill on the Zane, though. 0-8, a beast on his Boldham here. Look at that, playing a warrior Boldham.
I really approve. That's actually a lot of damage for the Boldham.
Yeah, I know.
That wild stomp shredding him.
But that Hero Pulse going to take care of
An easy shutdown of the Boldham.
We have officially hit over 30 kills, my friend.
What's that Boldham got? 3 kills? Second most on the team?
Yeah, No Mercy feeding there with 6 deaths. Unfortunate.
My God.
No Mercy, my
Once
friend.
again, a whole day of star performances.
Yeah.
And then you end like this.
I love, they started off so strong, though. Those 5-man jungling days was awesome. Getting 3 kills that early against BMG.
I hold to the theory that they did just expose the Blue Martini weakness. Like, if you just start that strong, I'm not sure they have a full response.
Sir Muster, my friend. Elsu is not working out for you, unfortunately. I just want him to get 1 good, nasty snipe. That's all I ask.
Oh, do they have KO? 4 people on him. Oh, they surely do. 5 people on him. It's enough. KO's gone.
KO just got KO'd, my friend.
Knocked
he tried to engage, get another kill, do his little fancy and death embrace. But not going to work this time, man. Look at that. Neo dodging. Dodging that water wall. Skills on this Superman here.
Watch Zane do this. Abyssal Dragon's just been picked up. They have the buff. Neil will go for the engage, then KZ Fox will bait him in. And then Zane's just going to jump in and delete him. Oh, no.
SA overall. Again, he loves shock ulting. A whole lot of nothing.
Neo, the engage. Now Zane will follow up. That's big damage. Shaka's gone. 0-8 will be the next target. Zane gets the second. No Mercy will be the third. And just like that, my prediction comes true. It's a slaughter fest. KZ Fox and Zane combo well.
Sir Mustard, you're in trouble though. You need to run away, and Zane is right on top of his corner.
Oh, this snipe.
He landed that snipe at least.
Not much more. This should be the game. As the overall
Zane
plays
is fed.
it safe.
Zane is the most fed along with Bodum. Actually, no. It's Kali. KZ Fox is the most fed. Look at his build, TJ. Enchanted kick, Hikari's diadem, and then the boomstick. Oh my goodness.
Is he building Apocalypse?
I think so. It looks like it. And he has the staff. No.
Rush.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of pierce there. That
that-
Kali's gonna hurt.
That's Frosty's and Tome of the Reaper on beginnings as well. He's going to be hurting us in a net. Zane will go in on 0-8. Doesn't quite find the damage he wants, but beginning splits the fight. And it's another kill over. BM Gaming have full control. A pick on the Shaka. And that's what they need. This should be the game. Neo dives in. They don't have minions. You can't finish that. KO, tell them to back off. They'll have minions in a moment. For now, they're just hunting for kills, though. They'll find no mercy. A complete team wipe. And the minions are
We're not there yet, though. It's 46 kills, TJ.
I'm sorry.
46
Your
kills.
prediction was off. You can't take it back. Oh, they're waiting for the minions to do it. Oh, KZ Fox gets one shot by the fountain. Disgusting.
The minions might finish the job here.
Save the day. The dive in. He's got the wild stuff, but not the clear. KO's running circles. Ring around the rosy, and he will finish the game. Blue Martini take the final game of the Valor Series. A little bit of celebration. Their playoff slot.
Alright, guys. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get on or not.
The jests, the cheers,
Thinking
the
about it.
jokes happened.
That's
but
the
yet
end of this
again,
stuff.
The BMG win.
BMG's
happens
going
here
to
for North
Vietnam.
America. They take down two
They're gonna
elite
obviously play against the other
over Nova
teams of
Esports.
that
It was a
area.
joke, but they still came out
So
with the win.
good luck to them, and
Yeah,
I'll
what
see you
a
guys
play.
soon.
I just love that